What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Happy Thursday, man. Mm, happy Thursday. What's good? What's good? Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. All masculinity is ruining society. All masculinity is improper. There is no good version of masculinity. If you could tell me what the good part of masculinity is, I would love to know. I would love to hear it. I would love to hear it. You tell me. If you got it, if you got an example of it, you share it with the class. You are sire sure? Are you saying, oh, sure? No, I'm talking about all masculinity. That's why I didn't. That's why I didn't say. I specifically said masculinity because name the good attribute of masculinity. If you guys think that it is, what's it called, toxic masculinity, if you want to try to isolate it to toxic masculinity, okay, strength isn't good. It's not good or bad. How do most men use their strength? Strength is good. On its face, strength is good. Is it? Is that what we're saying? Because it seems like men literally have dominated society simply because of our strength. So you're saying it's good? Hmm. Well, if you don't want your son to be feminine, that sounds like a personal choice. I don't believe in either one, but I mean, for the sake of the discussion, I got two sons. I'm raising my son to be feminine. Uh-huh. I want if you think masculinity is good in whatever capacity, then tell me how it's good. That's all I've been wanting to know. I've been asking the question for weeks now, months even. How is masculinity good? What's good about it? If anybody can articulate this, I want to hear it. I really really do. I really want to hear it because I'm not hearing it. I keep people keep saying masculinity. Oh, toxic masculinity. No 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 no. Toxic masculinity is just masculinity. Toxic masculinity is just regular masculinity. Masculinity is the antithesis of femininity. Like, here's what I'm saying. If if femininity is nurturing, then what's masculinity? If femininity is empathetic, then what's masculinity? If femininity teaches you patience, then what does masculinity teach you? It ain't the same, right? That's the difference. It would have to be a difference. So are we supposed to compliment each other? How do you compliment being nurturing? Exactly. It's apathy. Masculinity teaches apathy. Femininity teaches empathy. Masculinity teaches you to center yourself. Femininity teaches you to think of the collective. It is literally the antithesis to femininity. So if you don't want to raise your sons to be feminine, then that's on you. Then to me, I feel like you don't know what masculinity is at that point. Because what is it? This is just me. I am so open to hearing the pushback against this. I'm literally running lives hours on end simply for the pushback. I just want the pushback. That's all I want. If you disagree, tell me, why do you disagree? Where's the disagreement coming from? I could be wrong. I could be right or wrong. I don't care. Whatever. I'm willing to hear you out. Reese Scholars said, all the 7 deadly sins are masculine traits. All the 7 virtues are feminine traits, right? Gluttony, definitely a masculine trait. Definitely a masculine trait. Like if ambition is ambition, like the things, even somebody said it, they said strength, right? We already had this discussion. If strength is masculine, then but what makes strength good? Is ambition, if ambition is masculine, which I don't think it is, but let's say for all intents and purposes, we say ambition is good. What does ambition usually create in a person? What does ambition look like when men have ambition? When women have ambition, it looks different, I believe. When men have ambition, what does it act? How does it manifest itself on the daily? Does it manifest itself positively when men are ambitious? When I think of ambitious men, I think of Trump. I think of Steve Jobs. I think of Elon Musk. I think of men who will do anything to get what they want. That's what ambition breeds in those men, right? So you tell me, what does ambition look like? I mean, but it also could, I guess that's the version of ambition play out, how I see it play out the most amongst men, right? There are men who are ambitious and they just work on their goals, and you know what I mean? And like people make it to professional leagues, right? Or entertainers, or people who do like the rarest of rare things. Yes, I see them like they go to school. Like there's no way to fake it and become a doctor. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta, you know what I'm saying? Not to say every doctor is good, but you have to know your shit. Like you have to pass the test at some point in time that I think is virtually impossible to cheat on. So, you definitely have to know your shit, right? There's only so much faking you can do to become a doctor or a nurse or, a football player, a professional, a college, or whatever the case may be. Like you got to put in the work. I get that. I hear that and I respect that. That is the ambition that I typically see in women. That's how women manifest ambition. That's how ambition manifests in women, right? It looks like them putting their, nose to the grindstone, them going to school, them doing the work, them putting in the time, them putting in the hours, the labor or whatever to become a better person, to work on their craft. Once again, when I see men become ambitious or when men are ambitious, a lot of time, I don't know if it's the majority of the time, I don't know. But from my standpoint, the majority of the time, it results in them destroying themselves and while simultaneously destroying other people. Do some way, some shape or form, Teresa said women's ambition looks like home ownership. Exactly. It just looks different. Women's ambition looks like making sure everybody is taken care of. Like they're like making sure the kids are fed and cared for, and their husbands and their community is cared for, and everybody is, getting the bare minimum at the least, you know what I'm saying? Whatever they can do, they're taking the little bit of money that they could scrounge about and they're donating it. You know what I mean? They're giving it to the church. They're giving it to an organization. They're giving whatever little time they like. That's what women are. That's ambition. That's what ambition looks like in women. What it looks like in men is like a man taking steroids because he wants to be the best baseball player of all time or the best football player of all time. You know? It's crazy. It's crazy. It looks like them, you know, like Pac said in that interview a long time ago about Trump. He said, crush, 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 smush, 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 back, 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 back. Everybody get back. Like, that's what ambition looks like in men. So even ambition, once again, these terms that we use to describe masculinity, they are not good or bad on their face. And then when you get into, well, what do they actually look like when men embody these characteristics? And overwhelmingly, they look negative. Again, taking it back to strength. Okay, cool. Do men use their strength to help or to hurt people? Generally speaking. Hurt. So strength isn't a good thing in men. Right? Couldn't be strength. Couldn't be strength. Has to be something else. Oh, there you go. What's good?
How you there?
What's up, man?
Nothing much. How are you? How you been?
I'm good. You can answer
That's
the problem.
good to hear.
Yeah.
So masculinity is ruining society. Should we be feminine?
Yeah, sure.
What you're recommending?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, okay. Do you consider yourself feminine?
Yeah.
Should we
sure.
look up to you?
Yeah.
Okay. What does a feminine man look like?
A man that's nurturing, a man that cares, a man that's empathetic, a man that listens.
Yeah. And what would masculinity be like?
The opposite.
Okay. So aggressive,
Mhm.
territorial,
Yep.
demanding, powerful, all those things.
Yeah. Powerful. But yeah, sure.
So basically a submissive type of man, right?
That's a submissive man?
I mean, a person who's not loud, who's not territorial, who's not demanding, who's not powerful, who's not in your face type, not aggressive, not competitive, yeah, right?
No. None of those things are what I was describing. Only the first, like I said, I don't know about the powerful part, but the first thing you said, yeah, like aggressive. And when I say aggressive, I don't mean like you can be aggressive. I'm just thinking about it in the negative sense, like how men are aggressive, needlessly aggressive. That's what I'm saying. Like how these things manifest themselves in men are different than how they show up in women. Women are very aggressive too, but they're not combative for the sake of being combative. Right? That's what I'm saying. Like men are combative, like how you like you're, you know what I mean? Like how a lot of men will come up here and they're combative. They don't want to listen. They just want to talk. Like they're just combative for the sake of being combative, right? That's what I'm saying. So no, yeah, that's what most men are.
Yes. How would you see taking a back seat in conversations? Would that be a good thing?
Huh?
Taking a back seat in conversations.
What do you mean by that?
Yes, man type. Would that be
no?
Great?
Being a yes man, no.
Okay. So what do you think about sports? For example, NBA, the UFC, all up in your face, competitive, aggressive, physically demanding, powerful men. Is that a good thing for society? Bad thing?
No, it's not a good thing.
It's a bad thing.
Yeah, I think sports overall are bad for society. Yeah. The way that we had like professional sports and how we monetized it, and yeah, and it pushes people, it destroys people's lives.
How about competition?
Huh?
Simple competition.
I think competition is unhealthy for the most part. I think cooperation is the key. Yeah. I think we get further with cooperation than we do with competition.
So I understand. So I'm getting a picture of the world that you're trying to paint. So you're basically painting a guy who is extra nice, sweet, who talks in a soft mannerism.
No, I'm not saying any of that. Not saying any of that. I personally am very aggressive. I personally am powerful. Like I'm strong and all of that stuff. I'm personally like that. These aren't mutually exclusive ideas. the way you're trying to frame it is the way you're trying to frame it. But I've said exactly what I've said. Like, I've been very clear in what I'm saying. You're just trying to reframe it as something like weird. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, so you want a soft man? Like, in real, here's what I'm saying. How I am, like how I present and how I talk and the things that I like, all my politics and all of that stuff or whatever. In real, I'm the same person in real life, right? Like, I'm aggressive in real life. I am unabashed in real life. I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm the same person. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not scary. I'm not shy. Like, none of that stuff, right? I'm just not, or I try not to be combative for the sake of being combative, right? I try not to be needlessly aggressive.
How is that aggression feminine, though? You said it's the opposite of masculinity. How is that feminine? Those
Yeah,
are aggressive.
I think that, once again, I think that when women are aggressive, it shows up like them aggressively going after things that will better them and better their community. Like I spoke earlier about how women are also, because all these traits are human traits, right? They're not man or woman, you know, whatever, like exclusive, right? Like anybody can do anything technically. But like when I talked about women being ambitious, how it looks when women are ambitious, it looks like them going out and helping as many people as they can and not hurting people and protecting people and protecting themselves, right? When men are ambitious, they hurt themselves and they hurt everybody around them. Because their brain is locked in on this goal, right? They're like, I don't care how I get there. I'll cheat, I'll rob, steal, kill, whatever, by any means necessary. I have to get there. So ambition shows up differently in different people. So ambition in and of itself isn't a good or a positive thing. It's about how it manifests itself in the person.
Okay, I understand now. So if the masculine trait is manifested by the female, it's a healthy kind of manifestation of ambition. But if it's manifested by a male, it's toxic.
No.
Is that what I'm getting?
I don't think ambition.
Okay, what am I getting?
I don't know what you're talking about. I literally said exactly what I meant.
Do it, it's criminal. When females do it, it's healthy.
No.
That's what you're saying. Right?
No, that's not what I said.
Okay.
Like, you're asking a lot of questions, and this is what I'm saying about masculinity, like how like men don't listen. Right? Like that's a very masculine trait.
Whatever you say.
Like trying to like intentionally misconstrue what I'm saying is a very male, like that is something that men do often. That's not something that I run into when I talk to a lot of women. That's not something that I see. Like, women are very perceptive. They understand better. You know what I mean? And most of the time women don't have, and hold on. See how you're interrupting me? How women are not trying to, they don't have like an ulterior motive in these conversations. If they have a question, they're just having a question, right? They're just asking a question. But men, like it's like right now you have an ulterior motive, right? You're not genuinely trying to have a conversation. You're trying to intentionally misconstrue what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, instead of just being honest, right? Like, this isn't even, I'm just being nice right now. I'm answering your questions, right? This prompt is for you, not for me. It's for you to do the thought process. It's for you to do the exercise, not me. I do the exercise. Yeah. So now you need to answer your own questions now. Ask yourself all those things. Like, what do you mean by masculinity? What does it look like to you? What is healthy about it? Now this is time for you to ask yourself the questions. So start with that one.
Okay. So wonderful. If it's me, and me, it's subjective, right? Basically, how I define it.
It's all subjective, sir.
If it's all subjective, what type of masculinity are you talking about when you say
there is no type of masculinity? It's all subjective because let me tell you something. This is going to blow your mind. Masculinity and femininity aren't real. So it's all subjective. It's not a real thing. They don't mean anything.
What are you talking about? I understand. What are you talking about when you say masculinity is ruining society? Are you talking about American men? Your type of men?
No.
Your idea of men?
Society all across the globe. It's a global phenomenon. It doesn't only exist in America. Masculinity exists on every continent on this in every society. Masculinity exists. And it is not healthy. And it's not healthy in any society.
I understand. It's not the same though. It's different, like you said. So
it's not healthy in any society. It's not healthy in any society though.
All types of masculinity is not healthy.
Yeah.
Even though it's subjective.
Look, you're asking me the question. It would be easier for you to just say, well, what about this? And give the example of it being healthy in a different society. That's how this would work.
that's my question is, how can something be meaningless? Like you said, there is no such thing as masculinity.
I didn't say it was
and at the
meaningless.
same time be toxic.
I didn't say it was meaningless.
Okay, so there is such a thing as masculinity.
The concept is real. Hold on, wait. See, ideas are ideas. Concepts are concepts. Concepts and ideas,
No.
though they may not be rooted in a real thing. Like when I say real, I'm saying it's not scientific. It's not biological. These are ideas and concepts, and they affect. Hold on, you cannot listen and talk. These things drive our society. Ideas and concepts drive our society, right? So the actions that manifest from the ideas and concepts are very much real, but the concepts in themselves are just concepts. They're just ideas,
No.
right? So we choose to put them into action.
Basically, what you're saying is they're all socially constructed.
Yes.
There is nothing objective about them. I
At all.
understand. So my question is, are they universal? Is Asian
No.
masculinity the same as American masculinity?
In a lot of ways, yes, but not every single nook and cranny. Of course not. Not even Asian, because Asia is a huge continent. It looks different in Japan and China.
That's my point.
Right? But no. That can't be your point, because that has nothing to do with my point. My point is,
So
in
what-
every
that's the
society,
whole point. Are you describing a specific society?
no,
Whole
in
society?
every society, hold on, listen, like race, right? I'll make it easier for you. In no society
Okay.
does race help the society. In no society, it doesn't help. It only creates a caste system in every single society, right?
When you say race, yes, when you say race, you're talking about the American European context. Or do you mean
It's
ethnicity?
only race was made up by Americans. I'm sorry, by Europeans, right? They came up with the concept of race. So race, ethnicity is not race. Ethnicity is not race.
Of course.
Race
So
is
when you
race.
when you describe race to an African man, they don't understand it. They understand ethnicity. Do you see how that's different in
What?
different places? They don't understand race in Africa. They understand ethnicity.
What are you talking
Only
about?
when you go to
That's
Europe.
racist. You don't think Africans understand race? What are you talking about?
Race is an American context.
It's
They
not.
understand ethnicity.
It's not. Africa, the whole continent of Africa outside of like freaking Ethiopia has been colonized. Every single country.
I understand. What is your ethnicity, sir?
My ethnicity is
Do you have an ethnicity?
African American, yeah.
What is that? What is that?
A
What is African American?
black person born in America that has roots.
Yes, you're describing your color. What is your ancestry? Where did you come from?
What the fuck are you talking about? I'm American.
You're describing your face. I don't care about your face. Where did you come
I'm not
from?
describing my face. It's twofold. African American is an ethnicity and a race.
Superficial.
Hold on. You don't wait. Ethnicity is superficial too. But wait, just so we're clear, African American is both a race and an ethnicity. It's not either or, it's both. So my ethnicity is African American. Yeah, I'm both. And my race would be African, would be black, if you will, right? That would be my race. My ethnicity is African American. Because there's a difference. If I just said I was an American, it wouldn't really tell you what my culture was like. African American, oh, okay, I get a better context. Because African people in this country don't live the same lives as everybody else. So I specify.
That's not the point.
That is the point.
So if I go to a white person, I ask them their ethnicity, they can tell me Irish, Scottish, English. If I ask you your ethnicity,
No, in America, they would just say they were American. They wouldn't say they were. They wouldn't say they were Irish.
Their origin, their ancestry,
No.
their heritage is obviously Irish, Scottish,
Sir,
English. What is your
How long
ancestry?
have I been? How long have I been on this continent? Do you know how long my people have been on this continent?
400 years.
More. More.
Wait, are you saying America is yours?
No. What the fuck are you talking about?
What
I'm
is
saying
your
my people have been on this continent. My people have been on this continent for hundreds of years. This is where I am from. I'm not from fucking Ghana. I don't eat Ghanaian food. I don't eat Nigerian food. I don't listen to the music. I am from America. That is where I'm from now, for better or worse.
That's why I said
So you talking about your ancestry, sir? Listen to how stupid this is. We're all from Africa, technically.
That's all you know. That's all you know, my friend. Race is all you know.
What?
Race is all you know. You don't go beyond that. The face color, that's all you see. That's all you understand. You don't understand heritage. You don't understand.
I do though, but you no. You're projecting. You don't understand. You don't know what you're talking about.
You said African American.
That's my ethnicity.
African American is not an ethnicity. It's a color. It's a face. It's a phenotype.
It's not.
Phenotype is not an identity.
It's not.
Okay, I understand.
Yeah, you don't understand.
You're an African.
The thing about it is, and here's what I'm saying about masculinity. Masculinity is loud and wrong, often.
I thought it was subjective.
What does that have to do with what I said? What does that have to do with anything that I'm saying? Masculinity is loud and wrong all the time. Like it's the craziest thing. Like masculinity, what men who deem themselves to be masculine, what they have a hubris. They overestimate their intelligence, right? They think they are smarter than everybody else, and they think they know more than everybody else, right? And they often get themselves in positions where they look very dumb and uninformed, right? But instead of them conceding and or listening so they can understand, they shut down and they pivot and they try to conflate a bunch of things, and they try to just make up a bunch of stupid ass scenarios as a way to obfuscate and confuse everybody, but it doesn't work in a lot of cases, specifically with a person like me, right? So you don't know what ethnicity is. I know what ethnicity is. I know what my ethnicity is. I know what my culture is. I know what country I'm whatever from. But my point is even you, I already told you what it is. I already told you what it is.
African American is not an ethnicity, it's a race.
Okay.
You don't understand these basic concepts and
okay.
Trying to educate people on masculinity. What a fucking clown show.
So do you want the definition?
Read it. Show us.
Mm-hmm.
Show us.
I'll read it.
Share your screen.
Yeah, I can't share my screen. I'm on the phone. Fucking dummy. African American. Hold on. We're gonna read it. Okay, we're gonna read it, and once I read it, I don't want to hear you pivot and say anything else stupid. Okay, about it. African American refers to an American racial or ethnic group consisting of Americans with partial or total ancestry from any of the Black racial groups of Africa. They constitute the largest ethnic groups. They constitute one of the largest ethnic groups in the United States. So remember when you asked me what it was, and I said it is both a race and an ethnic group. Remember that?
Wonderful.
Okay, so now, hold on. And this is what masculinity does. Instead of conceding and just recognizing that you were wrong, instead of you recognizing that you were wrong, what you're going to do now is you are going to pivot. You're going to pivot, right? Because you've already been proven to be wrong, and you are very much narcissistic, right? And you cannot accept when you are wrong.
What's with the random word?
Right? This is not a random word. This is not a random word, sir. I'm not using a random word. It's not a random word.
You're acting like a woman.
Oh, how am I acting like a woman? I would love to know. How do you act like a woman?
You're very feminine, sir.
Mm-hmm. How am I acting like a woman, though? The narcissistic laugh always gets him.
What's with the...
We did it, ho! Therese got him about the paint, man. Exactly. In real time. It happens every single time. That's it wasn't going anywhere, Therese. That's masculinity. Just so we are clear, that is masculinity. So I would love what I want y'all to do is if you don't think masculinity is toxic, just in general, that's not how most men talk and act. Y'all gonna tell me that you're gonna tell me that that's just him. I can't do sub only right now. I got it. I'll do it in a minute. You're gonna tell me that that's just him. that he's rare? He's rare? He's not rare. Oh, you're telling me it's already on sub only chat. I was wondering. My bad. Thanks, Steph. He is a regular man. What did he say? He said, "Oh, what a fucking clown he is. He doesn't know anything about." Okay, let's read it again. African American refers to an American racial or ethnic group consisting of Americans with partial or total ancestry from any of the Black racial groups of Africa. Now, I know that we all knew that. I know, right? I know I have an idea of where my family is from, where my lineage, but by their metric, this is why I hate playing the game of like where you're from. Where does it start? How long until I consider the place that my ancestors we've been on this continent for fucking damn near 500 years. Right? At what point at what point is it where I'm from? Is it 50 years? Is it 500 years? Is it 10? Because white people are relatively new to humanity. When you look at them on the timeline, they didn't exist that long ago. They just got here. So if they get to say they're from Ireland and they're from Germany and they're from Switzerland, then why can't I say I'm from fucking America? Like, what the fuck? I'm from the Americas. That's where I'm from. I eat the food here. I drink the water here. I breathe the air here. And so did my great. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? What you want me to say? I don't know nothing about Africa. I ain't never been there. I've never been to Ghana. I've never been to the Ivory Coast. I've never been to Nigeria. I've never been to the Sudan. I've never been to the Congo. I don't know shit about it other than what I've read. I don't know anything about it. That's what I know. They've been colonized. I know that. But I'm fucking African American. That's my, you know what I'm saying? Like, we don't eat the same food. That's my ethnicity. What is ethnicity? Hold on. And then let's look up ethnicity, by the way. Your ethnicity is not your lineage, by the way. Let's look up ethnicity. What is ethnicity? Ethnicity is a named social category of people who identify with each other on the basis of shared attributes that distinguish them from other groups. So if I don't eat the same food, I don't listen to the same music, I don't take the same medicines, I don't have the same politics. If my culture, it has been and always will be Black culture in America, because you see the diaspora wars, you see how the Black British, the Black Brits was crashing out on the Black Americans for saying their food was nasty. And we weren't even saying the Black Brits food was nasty. We were saying British food was nasty. We said British food was nasty. We said English food is nasty. And they started fighting for them. They started fighting for the colonizers. I was like, what the fuck? That's wicked. I never said, I love jollof. I love my curries. I love that shit. It's fucking delicious. Shit is beautiful. I ain't never said nothing bad about African food. Ethiopian food is delicious. Nigerian food is delicious. My Bahamian food is delicious. I love Black people food all around the world. I love Indian food. I love Chinese food, Japanese food, Korean food. I like Greek food, Italian food, American food. We said English food was bad. These niggas started crashing out. They not like us. We different. We are different. God damn. We are different. We are not the same. And that just is what it is. Mississippi gas station food made it to the NY Times. Exactly. I did say British food. I don't eat. Oh, why I didn't say I like British food? Because it's disgusting. American food, white American food shits on British food. white American food shits on British food. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'd rather eat Arby's over bangers and mash any day of the week. And y'all know how little I fuck with Arby's. I'd rather eat goddamn Long John Silver. What up, Modality?
Yeah, what's up?
Chilling, fam.
So what's the argument that masculinity is ruining society?
That's the argument.
No, that's the proposition. So what's the argument for the proposition?
That it is, there's nothing healthy about masculinity.
Masculinity is just going to be traits typically associated with males, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would you say that courage is typically associated with males?
No.
No, you don't think that courage in a patriarchal society, you don't think concepts like courage are typically associated with males?
No.
Do you know anything about the patriarchy?
Yeah.
And what's the patriarchy?
The patriarchy is a system that largely excludes women and children and everybody that's not masculine presenting from positions of power and influence.
Okay, and what are patriarchal norms?
There's tons of them.
Okay, could you give some examples?
No. This exercise isn't, again, this isn't for me, it's for you. I've answered your questions. Now, you can go on and tell me you said it's courage. I disagree. I don't think because it's subjective, just so we're clear, first and foremost. Secondly, you're trying to tell me that courage is associated with masculinity, right? That's I hear what you're saying. And I wouldn't, your point is, if I'm not mistaken, what you're trying to say is the way that the founders or the architects of patriarchy, the way that they tried to do it is they tried to ascribe courage to men. Is that correct?
That's not necessarily what I'm saying. What I'm saying.
But hold on, wait. But if that's not what you're saying, then
yeah, that's not what I'm saying.
Okay, then what are you saying? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is that in society,
Mm-hmm.
in a society, it still has certain patriarchal norms lingering around. I take it to be the case that, things like courage, things like bravery, things like protecting people, those typically seem to be viewed as masculine traits.
I know, but are they?
In a different society.
My question to you would be, but if you said, because like I said that to me, it's just propaganda that people or men specifically try to say that men are the bravest and men are the protectors or whatever. That's what men say. I'm not disagreeing with you at all on that one. If that's what you're saying, but you said you're not saying that. So then I would have to ask you, so when you think of courage, when you think of the most courageous people, when you think of the people who do the most protecting, who do you think of?
Men.
You think of men. Okay. Now, who are these people protecting people from the majority of the time? Other men. So how can it be that men are the most predatorial, but also the most protective?
Because there's no contradiction in talent.
That's 100% contradictive.
No, it's not. Do you know what contradiction is?
Yes. If one thing in this particular case, one cancels out the other because men are more predatorial than they are protective.
No,
so we can't. Yes. So you can't be. You can't be protective and predatorial. That doesn't make sense in this case.
Okay,
You can't.
Yes, you can. Contradiction means that you're affirming and negating the same proposition.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
So I can say that someone has the character trait of being courageous in the sense that they're always going to step up when they feel like they have to. But they can also just be a complete piece of shit. Like, there's no contradiction.
That doesn't make sense.
You can be courageous and also be a piece of shit. Like, there's no contradiction there.
You can. No, you're right. No, wait. Hey, Teddy. Hey, my big ass dog want to be a dog. Hey, Teddy, stop. So the Teddy, you're okay. You're free. So anyways, when we talk about being a predator, right? You can't be as a group, not as an individual, by the way. We're not talking about a person. You see what I'm saying? We're saying as a group, because that's what masculinity is. It would have to apply to basically, in this case, it has to apply to a significantly larger group of men than it does to women for it to be considered masculine, essentially, right? So when I think of protection, I don't think of men because I know that men are we are responsible for 98% of all the violence that's committed in the world. So how can we be responsible for the vast majority of the violence, but also be considered the protectors? It doesn't make sense. They cancel each other out as a group. Individually, I don't disagree with you. Again, if you're talking about a person, cool. But you can't do that as a group. That's not how it would work as a group.
But the claim isn't even that men are more protective. The claim, that's not even the claim.
That is the claim. That is the claim when you apply something, sir. Exactly. Hold on. Listen. Let me ask you a question. Is courage gendered?
No.
It's not a gendered concept, right? So anybody can be anybody can be courageous, correct? Okay. So if anybody can be courageous, then that means that there are courageous women and courageous men. But for us to associate it with a specific gender, what would we need to do so? What do you think needs to happen?
Yeah, we have to be rational.
No. I'm not beyond being irrational. I'm saying what needs to happen though for people to, what do they think? I'm saying, what do they think in their irrationality? I hear you, but what do they think?
There has to be an increase in patriarchal norms. There has to be
No.
some type of suppression of women's voices.
No. You're missing what I'm asking you. I'm saying that essentially for you to think that, or for you to say, I'm not even saying you think this, right? But for you to think, for anybody to think that men are that masculinity is associated with courage, they have to think essentially that men are more courageous than women, correct?
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people think that.
That's not what I asked you. Just, is that what it has to be, right?
Yeah,
Okay, so, and beyond that, and a step more than that, also, it has to be something that could be applicable to most men. Because if it's generally applied to men, generally means most. So now we have to assume that most men are more courageous than most women.
That's not true.
That is, sir, that is literally what it is.
Do you think that being 6'4" is a masculine trait?
No.
Oh my God, you're a fucking idiot. Okay.
No.
Yeah, but typically speaking in society.
Sir,
it's like
hold on. I just blew up your whole point. You sound dumb. Don't call me an idiot. Check yourself. Hold on. Check yourself. You are the one who can't make a coherent argument. I literally you just talking fast. I just blew up your whole argument. You're not even making sense. That's why you attack me. That's why you attack me personally. Because I just blew up your whole dumbass argument. I just said that it doesn't make sense in society to say that men are more courageous than women. And then I go, okay, well, what makes people, you said they have to be irrational. I agree. But what makes them think that though is the question. Because they think more men are more courageous than more women. That's the fucking, why do you, hold on. I'll use your example again. Why is 6'4" in your mind considered to be masculine?
Yeah, because the trait of being 6'4", when applicable, is typically associated with men. Right? In society,
what? Wait, that's not a trait. Being 6'4" isn't a trait, you fucking idiot. Being 6'4" isn't a trait.
Is something true of an individual.
Sir, being 6'4" is not a trait. That's not a trait. No, sir. That's not a, sir. Being 6'4" isn't a trait.
Yes, it is. A trait is something that's true of someone. It's like an adjective. Holy fuck. It's an adjective, something that describes a noun.
In this, the way that we are, hold on, wait. The way that we are having this conversation, sir, we are talking about characteristics. You are talking, and by the way, I wasn't talking about something physical. We're talking about like, you brought up, that's not what I said.
Wait, do you think
hold on, wait. Hush, Ben Shapiro, be quiet. What I'm saying is you see how we've been talking about being courageous and we've been talking about being protectors and things of that nature. And then you pivoted to fucking a physical characteristic. So keep it on track. Keep it a 1-to-1. 6'4" is not a masculine or feminine. It's just a, no, it's not. It's not the fuck. All right, bro. All right, cool. Move around. I don't, what's your point in bringing that up? Because that was dumb.
Yeah, so the point of bringing it up is that we can acknowledge that obviously some traits can be masculine, some traits can be feminine, just by virtue of the fact they're typically associated with a certain group. That's not to say that most people in the group have the trait. Do you think that most men are 6'4"? Obviously not.
That's why it's a dumb thing to attribute to being masculine. Because most men ain't fucking 6'4". Now, hold on. I have a better way. I'll help you make your argument in a better way. What you should have said is being taller considered to be masculine? And I would say, yeah, because, you know what I'm saying, being taller than women considered to be being masculine, you know, whatever. Yes, right? Because men are on average taller than women. But being 6'4" specifically is not a fucking trait of being masculine. That's dumb.
You think that being taller is something that's typically associated with men, but you don't think
Over women, yeah, because hold on. Again, because hold on. Because logically, being taller is something that is common, and most men are taller than most women.
You're walking right into the point.
I haven't walked into the point.
It must be true of most men.
Hold on, wait. What slur did you use? Hold on, wait. What slur did you use?
I called you a retard.
Yeah, hold on. You gotta go. Sorry. You gotta go. I'm not about to get called a retard by a racist white man who walked in, who's saying I'm walking into. He said I walked into the point. I didn't. I literally just told you what that was the point. The point was, if you're taller, that's the trait. It's just being taller than women. That would be the trait. Being 6'4" is not a masculine trait. That's stupid. What are you talking about? Being 6'4" isn't a masculine trait. That's not how it works. Being taller in general, because most men are taller than most women, that is a masculine trait. Being taller than a woman is a masculine trait. Being the same height as a woman, women don't like that, right? Generally speaking, because they're like, oh, what's wrong with you? Because most men are taller than women. Most men are taller than, like, the average man is taller than the average woman. Significantly. 3 or 4 inches taller. The average man is 3 or 4 inches taller than the average woman. Or in general. So a woman sees a man and he's fucking 5'5" and he's her height. She thinks there's something physically wrong with him. That's what she may not even be conscious. That's just something that she will naturally think, like, why are you so short? Why are you 5'5"? Like that, you know what I mean? Like, she, once again, it may not be like something that she has in the forefront of her brain where she's like, oh man, he's a shorty. Like, she may not even think that. She just is thinking like, why is he 5'5"? Why is he 5'6"? Right? That may signal a sign of unhealthiness. That's what it is. That's what women associate with being shorter as a man. Same way the way men try to call out women for being fat or overweight. You think that that's unhealthy. Fine. Same type of shit, right? Cool. Now, the point is, though, I had to drop him because he said the R slur. So last time somebody said that on my live got banned like 5 minutes later. So I had to drop him. Yeah, definitely, I believe women care more about his characteristics. You know what I'm saying? The way he thinks and, you know, his politics. And I think that. What I'm saying is, though, I think there is like a biological trigger that is pulled in a person's brain when they see a man, in a woman's brain, when she sees a man that is as short as her or significantly shorter than the average man. That's all I'm saying. Can she overcome that easily? Yeah, and most women do. But I'm saying that they actually do think that for sure, because that's how we're conditioned as human beings. What's wrong with them? Why are you so short? Oh, right. And then you talk to him and then he's a cool dude and yada yada. And then then she starts rationalizing. Oh, he's a nice guy. I don't mind if my kids are short. Like, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. Right? He seems healthy. Whatever, right? She gets to know him and then she judges him accordingly. That's the reality, right? Yeah, that's all it is. It ain't that deep. But men always try to make it seem like women are being superficial, and I'm like, they're not, though. Like, that's not a superficial thing to be like, you're 5'5". Like, what the fuck happened? The average man is 5'9", 5'10". Why are you 5'5"? What happened? Were you born during a fucking potato famine? Like, what happened? Like, they're gonna think that. Oh, you come to find out they have 2 short parents. Okay. Bingo, bango, bongo, right? Got it. You know? I'm taller than both my parents. Bun Mishra said, protecting people from who? Yeah, we asked that. He knew. Osa said, as a 6'4" woman, it's not a masculine trait. $2 on him. Osa is 6'4", y'all. And that man talking about 6'4" is a masculine trait. Get the fuck out of here. Teresa said he has an intro book as his PHP and thinks he's smart. Black Star said 2 brain cells banging pots and pans. Wicked work. Wicked work. I didn't want to drop him either. I feel bad, but I couldn't let the R slur go. I couldn't do it. It's too risky. See, my live got banned. See, what did I say? That's why I dropped him. That's why I dropped him. Interesting. Huh. We trying to see what happened. Trying to see what happens. If not, I'll just jump on the backup. I'm just gonna wait and see though. I just got banned for a day, and then now, you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes they'll just ban, like they'll ban you for a long time. They'll do the whole week ban. If I just feel like if you just get reported a few times, they just on some like, yeah, I dropped them and everything, and they still ended it. I should have restarted the live, to be honest with you. I should have knew better, but should have known better, I should say. But I thought we was cool. I was like, all right, bump it, you know. I didn't understand it. My fault. I know for next time. We just got to end the live now. Wicked work, wicked work, wicked work. I love it. You gotta love the weird shit that be happening on TikTok. TikTok don't. I might have to join the agency at this point. I've been trying not to. Because I be feeling like the agencies is cults. I'm like, I didn't got this far without y'all. Why do I need you now? You know what I mean? Why do I need you now? Look, appeal not approved. I got to spin it for a week, I bet. Oh, they said I could come back in 3 days, not 7 days. Wow. 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 And I got a violation too. Now I got a strike on my account. Wow. Teddy, please. Well, we on the backup. All right. Yep, I got banned for 3 days, and I got a strike. We got a weirdo. You know what? I'll give him a shot. Let's see what happens. What you talking about, man?
What's up, bro? You're saying masculinity ruins society?
You can't even pronounce it. Slow down.
No, answer. You're saying
no, say it again.
Ruins society.
Mm-hmm. Masculinity is ruining society. Yeah.
Answer that.
Yeah, it is.
So you're saying it's ruining society?
Yeah. Why do you guys ask me questions when I make a statement?
I'm saying you're ruining society.
Okay, cool. How is masculinity not ruining society?
Continue being a sissy then. Continue being a sissy.
Uh-huh.
Go worship, period, bud.
That's weird.
Yeah, that's what you did.
Mm-hmm. You think you're masculine? Oh, you ran? All right. Well, we can go in and block him. Mm-hmm. I love it. I love it. Oza said, not cool that they can ban you for no reason and people can report the live in retaliation. Do they even look into what happened? Sorry, Pub. Yeah, they do. That's why you got to be careful, like with everything you say, because they could have reported me and then like they'll like look and then, you know, if I curse or something like that, they'll ban me. You know what I'm saying? Like it depends. So I got to be careful. Hey, what's going on, Sam?
Hello. Finally a topic we agree on. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. Wait, I don't remember you. Wait. Did we talk before?
Yeah, I think your topic was... Dang, I think it was why men should take accountability, or was why women should take accountability, or something like that.
Probably men. I don't say why women should, but okay, yeah.
Masculine.
I remember you.
Men,
hold on.
like
I think I went. Didn't you? Aren't you like a Trump supporter?
I guess you could categorize it as that. We just respectfully disagreed. I don't think I was disrespectful. You weren't disrespectful.
No. I'm saying I remember now. I remember afterwards. I like went and looked because somebody had told me you was a Trump supporter. And I looked at your page and I was like, oh, she's a Trump supporter. That's odd.
Okay, I didn't vote at all, honestly. So
Trump supporter, but I mean, you can still support him.
Oh no, I don't, and I definitely didn't vote.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
All right. But go ahead. We listening. I'm ready. I'm willing. You said you agree.
Yeah, the chat definitely remembers me. They're saying I'm a pick me and don't like me. That's okay. That's okay.
Yeah. That's what I do. I don't remember our conversation. Holy, I do remember your net. Like I remember your picture now. I don't know why I be putting pictures with, you know, like faces with names, but I remember your picture now.
Photographic aspect of
a little bit, because my memory is not the best on certain things. Certain things I can remember, but certain things I can't. But so you said you agree. Why do you agree? Or what are you agreeing with?
I would say that the type of masculinity that has, I think, existed for thousands of years, it's very much so whatever that man says goes, no type of opinion, no type of input. And possibly you can see, possibly around the world or Western culture, you'll see that that hasn't necessarily benefited. Of course, men have ruled and built structures and all that kind of stuff. But I feel like where we are today, it's more of wanting to have some type of an input with that masculine structure to be able to benefit both parties going forward, whether it be children, the wife, the mother, the single person, the single man, the single woman. But I think overall, there can be a sense of toxic aspects of masculinity where it's what I say goes. shut your mouth, fall in line,
Mm.
or be ostracized or canceled if you don't agree with what's going on.
Can you name a good aspect of masculinity?
I would say the protecting and providing aspects. I would say the non.
Are men protectors and providers?
I say depending on
Most men. I want this to be applicable to most men. Are most men protectors and providers?
most men. I would have to say yes.
So most men are protectors and providers. Then why is there such a disconnect between men and women?
So that's why I was saying, like, that's why I wanted to say, like, wherever you go in the world, it's different. But I think I can't speak for Southeast Asian culture. We hear stuff, through the grapevine, African culture. I can only really speak through Western culture. Is that okay if I approach it just from Western culture?
I don't care. Yeah, you can approach it just from Western culture. Mm-hmm.
From Western culture, I would probably have to say that the disconnect between men and women is that women have definitely been actually in support of masculinity running society until recent.
No, but wait, but Sam, I asked you about, do most men, because you said you want to talk about the West. Okay, so let's stick to the West. Are most men in the West protectors and providers?
I would probably have to say, probably have to say no.
Okay, so that wouldn't be something that we can ascribe to masculinity in the West, right? Because most men are not protectors and providers.
No, not for the West.
Yeah. Okay. So can you? So now we're back at square zero. So, what good attribute or characteristic can you use to describe masculinity?
I would say a sense of positive authority that leads towards a sense of unity, which I feel like we can say a bunch of aspects, but they don't apply to Western culture.
I don't think they apply to any culture, but since you want to talk about, I don't know, however you want to talk about it, because you wanted to talk about the West. Southeast Asian women are oppressed. They're fighting against their men right now. European women are fighting against their men. African women are fighting against their men. Like, it's all around the world. It's not like, I don't know. The patriarchy is a global phenomenon, so it's not something that is in the West. It may look different in the West, which I agree with, but it's still the struggle between man and woman exists on every continent on this planet. So there's no need to act like, oh, well, in the West, it's so much. It's not. It's the same thing. Right? Intersectionality is a big reason why it may look different, though, right? Because in America, there's Black people, white people, Asian people, European people fresh off the boat. There's first 17th generation European people. There are 20th generation Black people. There are Black people that just got here from Africa. There are East Asian, there's a bunch of different people. And then you have capitalism, and then you have, then you have colonialism taking place. So you have all of these intersections happening in America, right? Where it's harder for us to like get a hold on it, right? But like in a country like South Korea, where it's very homogenous, or in a country like in a Scandinavian country where it's very homogenous, you could pretty much see it play out like very, very similarly to the way it's playing out in America, where it just boils down to men are like, hey, we have this power, and women are like, but we deserve the same amount of power. And that's pretty much the struggle all around the globe. So I don't know, right?
That's true. The masculinity that I would say exists in Southeast Asia. I'm pretty sure you're familiar with the 4B movement, correct?
Yep.
Yeah. So that type of thing of seeing who's in charge, you can view it as masculinity, but that may go into the direction of toxic masculinity, of I want it my way and all that kind of stuff.
But that's what I'm saying. What aspect of masculinity is not toxic? That's what I'm saying. It's all toxic to me, but I want you to tell me if you think that you're trying to differentiate between this masculinity and that version of masculinity. But I'm like, okay, but where's the good part of masculinity, though?
You know what comes to mind? Louis Farrakhan. I may not agree with everything he has to say, But a lot of people would say, "Oh man, what are you making that face for?"
Louis Farrakhan?
See, this is why I have to preface. I should have said this before I said his name. I don't agree with everything that he has to say, but I think there's a sense of masculinity that exists within there we go, the Nation of Islam, that I think, at least from the outside perspective of what we're doing, that has nothing to do with their morals and values, that is actually beneficial in regards to they own homes in that community.
But that's not masculinity, though. That's capitalism.
No, I'm talking about masculinity in regards to, okay, so I'll say from the top down. Masculinity in regards to leadership, in regards to males keeping males.
Their leaders are terrible. Their leader, the second leader of the Nation of Islam, right? The second leader was impregnating little girls.
Yeah, that's why I didn't say Nation of Islam overall. I said Louis Farrakhan specifically.
But he was with that dude. Louis Farrakhan was studying under. He knew that guy. He protected him.
So that's why I was going to go into the aspects and the morals and the values that they have in regards to not encouraging promiscuity, a sense of leadership, that somebody is actually encouraging men to be responsible, women to be responsible. So that's what I was going. That's more the aspect that I was going towards.
All right. Quizzy, what's good with you?
Yeah, what's up, man?
Chilling. You want to respond to the prop?
I want to know like, what is masculinity?
Attributes that can be that can be ascribed to boys or men generally.
And what traits are those, and what are toxic, or what is it
you
about it?
You tell me what traits can you ascribe to men, and
what?
you tell me what traits can you ascribe to men.
Well, sure. I mean, I'm asking you first. I'm trying to figure out what is it that's ruining society about it.
That masculinity is destructive because it doesn't make room for other people, because it's not, masculinity doesn't teach empathy. It doesn't teach community. It doesn't teach, it doesn't have a healthy version of ambition or anything like that. So when you think of masculinity, what do you think of?
I think of leadership. I think of discipline, competitiveness, strength, a couple of those stuff. So
leadership is not good or bad. It's just right, because there's bad leadership and good leadership. Strength, not good or bad, because you can use your strength to oppress, or you can use your strength to help. What was the other one? Competitiveness definitely isn't good. It's not better than competitiveness. Competitiveness is almost always bad. Cooperation is always good. Competitiveness is almost always bad, though. It can be good sometimes. It can lead to something good in it has to be a very specific forum, right? Like, I don't know, like
on the person.
It has to, like me and my wife have a competition about who can clean up the fastest. You know what I'm saying? Or something like that. Like, fine. That's a competition that's like a fun, healthy competition. But in all honesty,
competitiveness as in, like, let's say we used to take cabs and then somebody decides, well, I think I have to up this by creating Uber. What's wrong with that? That's competitiveness.
I know, and Uber is destructive.
How's Uber destructive?
Uber exploits workers.
It exploits workers?
Yeah.
People who sign up to work.
Mm-hmm. It exploits
I know a lot of people who's making good money from Uber.
No, they're getting exploited.
They're not getting. How are they getting exploited?
There's no type of insurance, with health insurance, dental insurance. The amount of money that you can make in one day from Uber, if your tire blows out, you may have to use all of that money on your tire, on your car. Not a lot of people. I think the average American maybe has one or two cars. There's a lot of people who take the bus, especially live in California and New York. So with Uber, a lot of your finances goes back into that car, and the average person doesn't even have an up-to-date car. And I already mentioned the whole, like, there's no 401k, there's no bonuses.
Yes.
Do the people, how do you know this?
Because we know, because that's the business model. Because that's what
I understand. And do you think the people who are driving this know this?
Some of them do, but that's irrelevant.
But how is that exploiting if they're signing up for that?
Because there's an economy in which, in our economy, it's very difficult for people to be gainfully employed, right? So because of that, places like Uber can exploit that and go, well, yeah, we can pay them slave I'm sorry, we could pay them, slave wages, which is next to nothing, pennies on a dollar, because where else are they going to go? And they take advantage of that. So yeah, let's move around. Uber is not an example of that.
No, Uber is a good example. But
It's not. You haven't proved it. The buses are a better example. The trains are a better example of what I'm talking about. Trains are better. Public transportation is better. Hold on. Sir. Public transportation is more convenient than private transportation if you build the system in such a way, right? But we intentionally, which goes back to one of your characteristics of men being leaders. Since men built our society, since we planned it out, right? We intentionally make people reliant upon cars. But we really could build our cities to be walkable. We could build trains that go across in, you know what I'm saying, hours. You know what I mean? Rather than days, right? We can build we could have buses that don't pollute the air. Like there's societies that actually exist like this, like models of this that already exist. So when you say that Uber is an example of, that's an inefficient way of traveling. It's not. Sir. It
How are you
is.
saying that? What the? Wait.
But you don't even know. You don't know. Wait, Quizzy. You don't. But you don't understand Uber's business model at all. See what I'm saying? So why are you talking about it? You don't understand it at all.
Tell me about
We just did, but hold on, wait. But what I'm saying is I don't want to get bogged down with arguing about Uber. I just don't think that's a good example
we can move from that
of competition. Yeah,
that's fine. But yeah, I did say a bunch of things like leadership.
Mm-hmm. Leadership isn't good. Keep going.
Okay, wait. When you say isn't good, are you saying these things are inherently and morally bad? They're wrong.
Leadership is. Hitler was a leader, bro. Was he a good leader? Trump is a leader. Is Trump a good leader?
I think he is.
But that checks out.
That's fine. That's fine. Are you a good leader?
Yeah, but leadership can be either bad or good, right?
Okay. So what isn't anything that I just named? Are they inherently bad?
No, but they're not inherently good either. That's my point. So I asked you to name me something that is good about men that you can attribute to men, generally speaking. Like, again, when I talk about women, I can say empathy. Empathy is good. Empathy is good, right? Like if I say, huh?
Empathy is always good.
When is empathy not good?
So if a PDF file come to you and he's just like, yo, this is what I do, and you give him empathy and say, you know what, you good.
That's not what empathy is.
You're going in the direction of
what is that?
illegal crimes now.
No, but that's not empathy though.
Sam, you can mute up. We good on this. Okay, so if somebody gives a PDF file empathy and says, yo, listen, you good. Like
what do you mean you're good? That's not what empathy is. So what do you mean you're good? That's vague.
What is empathy? Educate me.
Hold on. Time out. So first, your initial reaction is to argue against what I'm saying when you don't even know the definition of the word.
I do know the definition.
Okay, then don't ask me for the definition. If you claim, hold on, Quizzy. If you claim to know the definition of the word, then don't ask me for the definition.
So what is okay, you're not going by mine. So let's go by.
What do you mean I'm not going by yours? Do you? I'm going by the definition. So you don't. So wait. So Quizzy. It's okay. You don't know the definition of the word.
It is okay.
Yeah.
Give me what empathy means and I'll go with that.
Yeah. So essentially, you being able to put yourself in another person's shoes and understand where they're coming from is not the same as you saying they're good, quote unquote, and you just letting it go. Those are two different things. For an example, I know PDF files, right? I know them like personally. Some of them in my family, I know men. If you talk to your friends, you would know a lot too. But I know PDF files, right? I know some of them themselves were violated when they were children or when they were younger, right? Doesn't excuse what they did at all, but can I empathize with that? Can I understand how they got there and what they, yes, absolutely. Doesn't mean I'm going to be like, oh, it's okay. I'm still throw the nigga under the prison, but I can understand it. Those two things aren't mutually exclusive.
Yeah, no, it still coincides with the same. Like someone could give empathy and still just be like, yeah, you're good. I'm not gonna judge you. And then after that,
that's not what empathy is.
If someone doesn't feel ashamed, then how do we stop the normality?
That's not what empathy is. Again, that's not what empathy is.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. It's just a little bit of tolerance.
It's not even. It's all your.
He's gonna disagree with both of us.
I mean, if you're both wrong, yeah. What the fuck? Why would I agree with you?
Yeah, you can do that. It's fine.
Yeah, he's gonna disagree with both of us. Yeah, both of you are wrong, then that's what it is. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings, thoughts, and experiences of another person. It involves emotionally connecting with others by seeing things from their perspective and imagining oneself in their situation. Like I said, so essentially, you're putting yourself in somebody else's shoes. So, like I said, you know a PDF file, and you start talking to them, and it's like, yeah, what happened? He's like, yeah, I was actually molested when I was a child, and you go, damn, that's fucked up. Okay, damn, I see. Damn, that's crazy. Damn, you still got to pay for your crimes. You still got to pay for your crimes, but I can understand that.
I understand. So if a PDF file says he hasn't been through any of that, you just like, yo, listen, he just loves the cries of children.
I don't.
In a public space, a bunch of people it's like, yeah, we understand.
What are you empathizing with in that case, brother?
They're empathizing with the PDF file.
How? In what way?
They understand him.
They don't understand him because he didn't give them anything to understand, brother. They don't. Hold on. You did in your scenario. That doesn't make sense. You just said that he doesn't even know why he does it. He doesn't even know. That's not an excuse. No, you didn't. You just no, sir. Nobody would accept that as an actual like justification or a reason. Oh, he just likes to hear children scream. Nobody will believe that.
Sir, I just gave an example. He likes to hear the cries.
Sir, I'm trying to tell you that wouldn't make sense. That's all I'm trying to tell you.
Makes sense. He just told you his example. He likes to hear the cries of children. And a bunch of empathetic people come together in a circle.
Yeah, they may not empathize,
and they all get along
because it's unfortunately one of those unforgivable crimes. They're not going to empathize them. They're going to call the police, or they maybe about to go.
I'm not getting it.
Band together.
Wait. I don't even. I'm just saying, in his scenario, it doesn't make sense. That's all I'm saying. So can you? So what I want you to do is I want you to not use an irrational hypothetical to disprove what I'm saying. Right?
Maybe a different example.
Yeah, try a different example because you're not. I don't think you really have a no. You just don't have a firm grasp of any of these concepts.
No, I did give you an example.
I know it wasn't a good one.
What you're saying is okay. So pretty much what you're saying is these qualities that come in masculine traits. None of them are inherently wrong, or none of them are inherently.
No. I'm not saying that. I can name a ton of bad things that men do. Like right now, how men. This is something that is typical in most men. Men are they are hard-headed, for lack of a better term, right? Like men don't listen. They're less likely to listen. They're less likely to understand. They're less likely to be vulnerable. They're less, you know what I mean? Like men are less likely to concede in these instances. Men are more likely to be combative for the sake of being combative. Huh?
Is that inherently wrong?
Yeah.
It's inherently wrong. Like if somebody's telling you something that's wrong and you just don't agree.
No, see, that's not what I'm saying. When you are wrong and you still won't concede, that's what I'm saying. When you have been proven to be wrong and you don't concede, right? Men also, a thing that is common with men is being and undereducated, yet speaking as if they are.
You have to tell me something about masculinity that's inherently wrong. You're not giving me any.
I did.
You're telling me, hey, some of these can be good and they can be bad depending on the person.
No, those are the ones you gave me.
No, that's what you're saying.
No, that's not what I'm saying. That's what I said, what are some common things that you can attribute to men? Hold on, Quizzy. Don't not see. Also, impulsiveness, a problem. That's an inherently negative thing that most men have a problem dealing with. So I asked you, what are some examples that you can give? You gave me the examples, and then I said those things aren't good or bad. And I also furthered it by saying that all those things the way that they manifest themselves in men are they end up being negative. Like when we talk about strength, yep, men are generally stronger than women, correct? Physically, generally speaking, right? Like brute strength, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So, but do most men use their brute strength to help or look, you got three ways. Do most men use their brute strength to help, hurt, or do they don't do anything? Are they apathetic, which would be a negative in this instance?
I would say they do it more to help.
Okay. Where are these examples of this? Where are men protecting the most vulnerable people in our community?
Gosh, I mean, if we were to think about like, I guess like security guards and cops.
You talking about a job?
Sure. Why? What's wrong with the jobs? People sign up to risk their lives.
No, they're not. They're signing up to get paid.
Yeah, and risk their lives.
No, police. Their jobs aren't even in. I don't even. Last time I checked, I don't even think their jobs are in the top 10 most dangerous jobs.
Doesn't matter. They're still risking their lives.
I mean, you risk your life being a bus driver. Did you sign up to risk your life? Are you?
You can risk your life crossing the street.
Yeah, like anything is risking your life. Like, what are you talking about? But anyways, where are the Here's what I want to know, Quizzy. Where are the organizations? Right? Where are the men mobilizing to protect the most vulnerable groups of people in society? So that's part one of my question, and I got another part.
Okay, what are most vulnerable groups of society? What
Women, children, LGBTQIA, the elderly, disabled, migrants. Where are men mobilizing to protect these people in our society?
Are you protecting them by doing this live?
Yeah, but this is a pivot. Hold on, wait. This is a wait, Quizzy. This is a hold on. This is a pivot. Also, I'm one man, so I'm asking about men. Hold on, I'm asking about men in general. I'm one man, and I have a man. If I'm protecting them, then what are you doing?
Okay, so men are the reinforcement.
Hold on, wait, no. Let's take that back. Let's stop right there. If you acknowledge that I'm attempting to protect these groups of people, then what are you doing you're the antagonist, and you're the antagonist in this situation.
No, I'm not the antagonist.
You are.
No, I'm not.
You literally are. We are literally
describe how I'm the antagonist.
Because you disagree with me.
Okay, so I disagree. Okay, so that doesn't mean I'm not. Okay, I took that you.
Oh Lord, help us. You are literally the antagonist, my guy. And you just said that you said, I didn't even say it. You said, oh, you're trying to help people. Yes, you're right. So what are you trying to do? If I'm trying to help people and you're going against me, then what are you trying to do then?
I'm trying to protect people as well.
Okay, how? What people are you trying to protect? Men or the most vulnerable groups of people?
By not being fed nonsense.
I know. Wait, no. What group of people are you trying to protect? Men or the most vulnerable group of people?
You said men are the most vulnerable.
Nope, that's not what I said.
What did you say?
What group of people are you trying to protect? I'm trying to protect the most vulnerable groups of people in our society. You are the antithesis. You are the antagonist in this situation, right? So who are you trying to protect? I do think you're trying to protect people. But what group of people are you trying to protect is the question.
What are you asking though?
Shit is crazy, dude. Oh my God, man. That nigga said right now. What? Hold on, let me read these and you can go, Sam. Elisa said, the level of patience you are exhibiting at this moment is commendable. Thank you, Elisa. Golly, man. Portia said, teach convo skills to someone else. Drop the Trump supporter. She put 5 on them. All right, go ahead, Sam.
What percentage of men do you think, or masculine men or masculinity, protects vulnerable individuals? We said the LGBTQIA, immigrants, women, disabled. What percentage of men do you think protect them, use their masculinity, if you will,
Mhm.
to protect
Their privilege. Hold on. Their privilege, right? That'd be the best way to describe it. What group of men will sacrifice their privilege to protect the most vulnerable groups of people? Great question.
Like if you had to put a percentage there.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean by sacrifice their privilege?
Because as a man, like me doing what I'm doing, I have to sacrifice. I have to put my social standing on the line to come out here and talk about the things that I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like I risk being excommunicated from the cult of man, from the patriarchy. I risk being ostracized. I risk my life, actually. Right? I risk a lot.
Apparently me and you both, because look at the comments on me. But all right.
Yeah. I mean, but you're in the patriarchy though. So but yeah. Huh?
We both are.
No, I'm not. I actively reject it.
You're actively rejecting the patriarchy?
Yeah. I don't uphold it. I don't adhere to it whatsoever. So I'm not in it.
He's openly saying that men have been the problem in a lot of stuff.
Yeah, how am I in the patriarchy if I'm openly rejecting the patriarchy in public and in private? Like,
definitely haven't been the problems because who reinforce your rights?
What? Say it again. Who
reinforce your rights? Who enforces it?
Got you. Who took your rights away to begin with?
Who took my rights away?
Huh?
Who took my rights away?
Who took your? I'm asking you. Who took your rights away to begin with?
My rights aren't taken away, so I'm asking you. Who took my rights away?
Your rights are taken away, Quizzy.
Where are my rights taken away? Which rights?
You are a black man in America. You don't have
Who took my rights away?
White men.
What rights they took?
The right to vote, the right to assemble, the right to own property, the right to
I was answering your things. I can vote, I can own property. What else?
But I'm trying to help you understand that that's how it works, though. Like
You're trying to teach me how to be a victim.
Well, I'm not. You are a victim, though.
I'm not a victim.
The worst victims are the ones that don't think they're victims, though, because you're just going to repeatedly be victimized. You know what I'm saying? Like Quizzy. Here's what I'm saying. Here's what I'm saying. I think I'm a victim, right?
I think you are, yeah.
Okay, cool. How does me recognizing that I'm a victim? How do you think that is? How do you think that is stopping me in my life? Where do you think that is impacting me in my life negatively?
I don't know if it is stopping you.
Okay. So,
have a victim mentality.
Okay.
You're saying people took away. You're trying to convince me that people took away my rights, and you can't name any of the rights because everything you just named, I can do them.
Well, the way our society works is it doesn't work like since the Civil Rights Act was signed in 1968 or whatever. The way that it works now is on paper legally they can't discriminate against black people, right? But recently I came across a video that referenced a study that I had read a while ago, but I wish I had it. I would play it right now. It was basically in America, just so you know, right? So they did an experiment. They sent out like 1,000. I don't remember the exact number. They sent out like 1,000 resumes, right? And they had it broken down by two groups. It was black men and white men, right? And they broke it down like this. White men that hadn't been to jail, white men that had been to jail, black men that hadn't been to jail, black men that had been to jail, right? Cool. So they sent out the resumes relatively, so they made sure everything was about the same, on the resume. It wasn't like the white men had more experience or they went to better schools and, whatever. And I forget the exact number, so don't quote me on this. It was like the white men got called back like 60% of the time. That didn't go to jail. The white men that had been to prison that had records got called back like 20% of the time. I gotta mute you up. You gotta block background noise. The white men who had been in prison got called back 20% of the time. The white men, I'm sorry, that had been in prison got called back 20%.
Probably call up like in like a minute or something. I gotta run do something quick.
Say it again.
I gotta run and do something. It's gonna take me about like 2 minutes.
Okay. All right. I'll wait for him to come back. Go ahead, Sam.
I understand where you're coming from. Yeah, I think what I will say is I can't speak to his experience, but I think there's a lot of experiences like my mother's in this country. It's kind of wild. But my mother, a full full African American woman says she didn't experience racism until she was like in her 50s, but you can't dispute other people's experiences of what's been happening in this country. So maybe that's not his experience. Maybe other ethnicities or white folks treat him well. That's great. But then that kind of, brings to the question, do white people behave because the law tells them so? That's a whole nother conversation. But no, yeah, maybe that's just his experience, maybe.
Here it goes. Thank you for that, Teresa. Teresa is a human Rolodex, a wealth of knowledge. Damn, she died at 46. Damn, she was young. Diva Pager was the person that did this study. That's how I put the name in there. Says conducting an experiment in Milwaukee to study the impact of criminal records on employment outcomes. She found that applicants with criminal records were substantially less likely to receive callbacks from employers. White job applicants without a criminal record would be called back by employers with a job offer or for a second interview about 34% of the time. If the white applicant had a criminal record, the callback rate was only 17% of the time. The black applicants were called back, if I'm not mistaken, they were called back like 14% of the time, 14% of the time. So the black applicants that didn't have a criminal record were called back less than the white applicants that had a criminal record, which would prove that it is a systemic, that systemic racism still exists. Even though on paper, it says that you legally can't discriminate against black people. You legally can't discriminate against women. Right? It's like, I wish to a certain extent, I wish it was still on paper so that black people like him could see that it still existed. You know what I'm saying? But no, I know that would be worse, but don't get me wrong. I wish that black people could see that it still exists. You know what I'm saying? Or that black people would see that it still exists. Like, it doesn't, just because legally, it you can't do, you're not legally supposed to be able to do that. It still happens. And it is extremely hard to prove that they are discriminating. That study wouldn't prove that that all those companies were discriminating. You see what I'm saying? Like, they would still need to they would need to get a warrant. They would need to get a warrant to go access their record so they could see like some pattern and da. Then they would need some internal. You said what?
They'd have to wiretap that.
They would need to hear it. Yeah, they would need to get some internal documents that, you know what I mean? Like, that says that they're not going to hire black people or women or da. That's the only way to prove this shit, man. Like, Donald Trump got sued by the American government and lost twice for doing this, right? But the way he got caught was he literally went to because he's stupid. Him and his dad, they went to their workers and told them with no uncertainty, do not let black people move into this building. Do not let Latinos move into this building. And then they created a system with these, and it was the dumbest fucking system. On the applications that they received, they would write B. They would write B on the application. If it was a black person, they would write A on an application. If it was an Asian person, and then if it was a black person, they would take the application and put it at the bottom of the stack. And the workers had to, they corroborated this. That was the only way he got caught. If that didn't happen, no fucking way in hell he gets caught. If you don't think that's happening in every single Hasidity building in America, you're fucking delusional. That's happening in every single building. Hell, that's happening in Atlanta in black-owned buildings. And I ain't even saying it's with white people. It's with, they'll do it with class. They'll do it, you know what I'm saying? They'll prioritize a rapper. They'll prioritize it. It's happening every fucking where across the country. Like,
that's basically an example how he used his masculinity to ruin society. I guess that's one.
Juniper Roberts says abuse/control is not protect and provide. XY's harm XX's. Exactly. That's a fact. That's it. We're here. We have arrived at a place where we have yet to anybody to establish what a positive attribute of masculinity is. I am still waiting because I want to know, seriously. what is masculinity? How is it? I mean, I know what it is, but how is it healthy? Where is the healthy parts of masculinity? I make it very, very clear to make sure I don't use words like toxic masculinity, because that makes it seem like there's a chance that there's a good part of masculinity. And if anybody believes there is, even Sam, because you said it earlier, if you believe that there's a good part of masculinity, I would love to hear it, because I haven't heard it yet.
I also think we're still trying to, over the course of time, especially with recent generations, trying to reinvent what that looks like. Because there's the masculinity from my grandmother's generation. My grandfather was born in the 40s, so he would have been in his 80s.
The worst masculinity. Yeah,
exactly. So we're really trying to recreate that. There's a lot of men, especially from that generation, that would look at perhaps you and your wife's dynamic of running finances, in regards to talking to her about finances, talking to her about daycare. Hey, maybe this daycare is better across town. I know it's a little farther, but this one's better. Or maybe we should move to this neighborhood. They may see that as you being a simp, or maybe you just going along with certain things. But their way of doing things, women don't even want to be married to men like that. They're trying to get away from it. They're trying to get legislation passed. So I think it's still being recreated as we speak. And of course, creating the new wheel of things has its kinks of trying to figure out what works and what does not.
But that would mean that masculinity at its core was always bad, which means that there are no good parts of it.
Yes, definitely leaning towards that direction.
Yeah. If the earliest versions of masculinity were toxic, then there's no, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's no way to say now, you can't fast forward however many years later and it'd be like, oh, masculinity is cool now. Like, no, it was always bad. It was always bad. It will always be bad, because at its core, it's bad.
Yeah, that's around the world.
That's around the world. Thank you. I'm glad. Look, see, won't he do it? Won't he do it? Look at that. Look at that.
And we didn't have to be disrespectful. No calling names.
No. I don't ever
disagree. Common ground.
Yep. I don't ever have to do that. But yeah, he left BBG. I don't know why he left. He said he was gonna be back in a minute. I said, okay, cool. I let him I mean, you know, he went on mute and then he dipped. I don't know what happened. I didn't do it though. I didn't do it. It wasn't me. Oh, he was just in here too. What happened? He dipped. Yeah, I think that was interesting. I think that was interesting. And I just think that that he said exactly what it was. I think that he said what it was. He said that it like, he was like, oh, you're trying to help people. And then I'm like, yeah, I am. And then he's in here fighting me. So I'm like,
if there's someone that's trying to help, then there's someone who's trying to hurt.
Mm-hmm.
There'd be no reason for you to exist if someone wasn't hurting a group of people.
Yeah, I would love to be out of a job. That's what y'all don't understand. I can talk about anything else. I can talk about sports. I can talk about pop culture. You know what I'm saying? I can talk about politics, whatever. I can talk about whatever. I would love to be out of a job. It would be the best feeling, like, you know, but and also though, the day that I'm out of a job is the day that society looks like rainbows and unicorns and waterfalls everywhere. And like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like society will not look like the way it looks now. Like, people don't understand how destructive and how oppressive the patriarchy is for the, like, globally, how oppressive it is. Like the water, like, here's what I'm saying. And I'm not going to make this connection right now because I don't really have the time. But the reason why the water is dirty is because of the patriarchy. The reason why the air is unclean is because of the patriarchy. The reason why the food is contaminated is because of the patriarchy. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So if that doesn't exist anymore, then that would naturally, you know, that would mean that those things would naturally, like, reset to what they used to be. And the earth used to be healthy, right? But it's unhealthy now. And the reason it's unhealthy now is because of the virus that is the patriarchy, because of these hierarchical structures and systems that exist. So as soon as we get rid of them, right, the world will heal, and we could, you know, we'll have a different society, will look completely different. It won't be all gray and drab and how it looks now. It looks very, you know, it won't look like a goddamn Tesla truck. You know, that's what society looks now. It looks like a Tesla truck. Right?
Do you think there can be a sense of rainbows and unicorns, like you said, even though, like you and I, there's probably going the direction of more than 50% of topics we don't agree on, but there's not a need for disrespect or demonizing. Do you think there's a sense of that can also happen in regards to there being rainbows and unicorns? We disagree, but I'm pretty sure we also agree on the fact that we want a safe neighborhood. We would like clean water. There's probably more that we agree on than disagree. And a lot of people, as they say, they major in the minors. So can that happen?
No, because what do we disagree on? Like, we can't disagree on seeing another person, recognizing another person's sovereignty or humanity. Right? We can disagree on if the Dodgers are better than the Yankees. If, you know, we can disagree on if Tupac is the greatest rapper of all time, right? But we can't disagree on, are women human beings? We can't disagree on, do kids deserve our protection? We can't disagree on that unhoused people need to be housed. You know, that they, like, I don't care what you say. I don't care if you work or not. You deserve somewhere to live. I don't care if you're quote unquote lazy and you don't want to work. You deserve food. I still think you deserve to live a good life. Believe it or not. I don't care if you don't want to work at all. As long as you're not harming, as long as you're not out here like harming society, I don't care. I think you deserve to eat all organic food. I think you deserve beautiful views. I think you deserve land. I think you deserve, I do. That's what I think about every human being, every part. We all deserve that. All of us do. Right. But if you disagree with that, we can't be friends. See what I'm saying? Like, we can't actually be real friends. Like, our friendship can only go but so far if you disagree on stuff like that. So no, I don't. It's not. I feel like, and the only people, for the most part, that try to frame these discussions like, hey, we just disagree, are right-leaning people. Leftists understand this completely, right? It is very, very fine. I mean, it is very much black and white for me. Now, how we get there, we can maybe disagree on how we get there. You know what I'm saying? And even that is, you know, like, if you think we can get there through the vehicle of the patriarchy and or capitalism, then absolutely not. We completely disagree. But if you think that socialism is better than communism, you know, okay. You know, you don't want to go, if you think that we still should have borders, I ain't gonna fight you on that. Right? You're not, you know what I'm saying? Like, you still think we should have borders? Okay. You still think money should exist or whatever as a you know, a way to do commerce? Fine. Right? Fine. Right? But I'm not gonna fight you too much on that. But you can never, but as soon as you say stuff like wars are necessary, right? Unhoused people don't really, you know, they're lazy and they need to get up and work and like anything like that, then we can't be real. We can't be friends. Our friendship is very limited, if any at all. So Nigel said laws changed, but the hate in their hearts didn't. Absolutely not. The hate in their hearts and their practices didn't change. They still practice the same thing. So, but yeah, I think I'm curious to know, why do you think that like, what do you think, where do you draw the line when it comes to disagreements? You don't have any like a litmus test for people where it's like, nah, I can't do that.
No, I agree with what you said. The fundamentals about being housed, doesn't matter if you want to work or not, as long as you're not harming the community. What was everything that you said? Oh yeah, socialism is better than communism. I think perhaps I was looking at, or a lot of people like myself possibly look at minor.
Like what?
No, I'm sorry, not minor. Minor things that don't necessarily contribute to the everyday life. So like capitalism is not in the minors. So that type of stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But like what though? Give me an example of something that you believe to be a minor, you know, like a minor issue.
Minor issue. It's just the way you choose to raise your children.
And what?
I would say possibly that's one of the fundamentals, your religion around it, your practices in regards to maybe public school, private school, and you teach them to what do you call it? Thinking that they have to go to maybe an evangelical college for higher education or any of that kind of stuff. So I would say, you know.
But what about like what
organics or shopping at certain grocery stores?
But what about what about like beating your kid or spanking your kid?
Do I think that's a minor? Or
Yeah.
Do you think, asking if I agree with it?
I'm saying, do you think that it's a minor issue?
No, I don't.
Okay. What about teaching your kid? You're passing on misogynistic viewpoints and tendencies and practices.
Misogyny, so the hatred of women.
Disdain. There's a few definitions of it, but yeah, just the general idea that women are lesser than men.
I would say, other than a biological standpoint, that would not be a minor.
What do you mean biological? You mean like we're stronger?
Yeah, that aspect.
Even then, that's still, to me, patriarchal and misogynistic, because I don't think men are stronger than women. I think like that's why I always specify like brute strength. So like doing push-ups and pull-ups and whatever.
Yeah, I said biologically, physically.
Yeah, but I mean there are physical things that women are better and stronger than men at. That's what I mean. Like women are typically more mobile than men, which is strength. That's a really important form of strength.
What do you mean by mobile? Can you give me an example?
Like they can touch their toes. Like they can sit Indian style. Like they can, or I don't want to call it Indian style, but sit cross-legged. Yeah, they're more mobile than men, generally speaking, which is strength.
Okay, so that I would say is a major, not necessarily a minor.
Yeah, there's a pain threshold. Exactly, pain threshold for women is extremely higher. For men, I mean for women. So women are stronger in so many ways, but the way that we can, like, we just think violence, but I don't even like. I think women could beat men in a war, in a battle, or whatever, even being physically outmatched, because the Vietnamese did it to the Americans. The average American is bigger than the average Vietnamese person, right?
I think it would be tactics.
It was tactics. That's what I'm saying. They were smarter, but they also were more. They functioned better as a collective, right? Because you had black men, you had white men, so you had racism going on within the military, the American military, the U.S. military, but not in Vietnam. They were united. See what I'm saying? They were united against a common foe. So I think if women had as high of a propensity for violence as men, I think women could destroy men, to be honest with you. Because the collective, I think they would beat us, because women organize better than men. Women are more strategic than men, right? So I definitely could see women beating men, but women don't. Thank God, thank goodness, women aren't like men in that regard. See what I'm saying? They're more cunning. Women are more cunning than men. That's what I'm saying. Women are more cunning than men. And we know, in reality, brute strength often gets upended by cunning.
Yeah, the marathon, not necessarily the sprint.
Yeah, the tortoise and the hare. We always have a little problematic. Come on up, Pierre. Yeah, men are weak because we have a lot of weaknesses and we indulge in them often. You know what I'm saying? Like I know a way, if women was just like, yeah, we're not gonna, like, if women went on like kamikaze missions, right? In this regard, if women said, we are not going to, like,
The 4B movement, an example.
Yeah, but further than that, I'm saying, because let's say men were like, all right, well, we just gonna start taking it. If women were like on some kamikaze shit, like, and if you try to take it from us, we're just gonna unalive ourselves, right? So the men could, just like literally, like how, like if slaves were to do that, like there would be, a lot of slaves would have unalived, but it wouldn't have been, it would have, the cost wouldn't have been cost effective. At some point, it would have been like, well, they just 80% of them, 90% of them are unaliving themselves. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. So if women were to like have that mindset, like, by no means will I allow men to take it from me, right? Under any circumstances. And then the other women are like, and I'm not going to give it to you willingly. Men would crash out. Like, men would, you know what I'm saying? Like, it would just like, men wouldn't know what to do because men are so reliant upon women for life. Like, men would unalive without women. That's what I'm saying. Like, if
someone in the comments said that just happened in Sudan.
The women are just as capable as men. All right, well, you can come up.
I love how you welcome disagreement.
Not only do I welcome it, I only want problems always. I don't want I don't like when people are up here agreeing with me. It makes me uncomfortable. I don't like it. I'm not here for the people that agree with me. The people that agree with me know what it is. So you can come up if you want to. I muted you though for the live. Yeah, but I only want problems always. Tonight just said we can't disagree on human rights ever. Juniper said men are lucky, women want freedom, not revenge and justice. Yeah, same thing. Same thing with black people. Black people don't want revenge. We want freedom. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like if my dog escapes, he's not gonna come back and bite me. Teddy just want freedom. He want to run. You know what I'm saying? He ain't about to come back and try to let me attack him. He gone. He out. He like, I'm free. That's all he want. You know? People just want give us free. That's what we want, man.
That would be a great live. Black people just want us to leave. Black people just want to be left alone. That would be great.
Oh yeah, but you can say the same thing. I mean, that's what women want. Appreciate you, Sarah. Women want men just to leave them alone. That's that's like the cornerstone of my platform for men. Is like, just leave women the fuck alone. I don't mean stop protecting them, right? Well, you never were, but I'm not saying like don't help them. I'm saying, but don't harass them, don't bother them, don't disturb them. Leave them alone. Just leave them alone. That's that's really like at its core. That's what I'm trying to teach men. It's like, just leave women alone. They'll be fine. If men just left women alone, you'll see. But they know, but women know, but men know if we leave women alone, look, women are, this is a game, this is fucking Donkey Kong. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I look at this shit, right? And men are fucking Donkey Kong. And we're throwing the barrels down and Mario is jumping over the barrels and shit, right? Women are Mario. Women are like just and men are just throwing barrels, throwing obstacles. And if we just stop throwing the barrels, women would easily climb the ladder. They would easily ascend. Easily. Like, it's like they're ready. They're prime because they're doing it against all odds right now. They're doing it in spite of. They're swimming upstream and still getting to their destination. So imagine if we reversed the flow of the stream and actually pushed them and propelled them towards their destination. We would as a society, we would take off, right? So essentially, men need to stop being Donkey Kong. We need to stop throwing barrels and trying to trip women up and having these dumbass conversations and poisoning men against women, and you know what I'm saying, and hurting the women that are closest to us, our moms and our sisters and our girlfriends and the women in our cohorts at school and all of this stuff. At work, stop hating on women. You know what I mean? If you're in a managerial position, give that woman that promotion, give that woman that raise. If you're a professor, stop trying to stop trying to leverage leverage your position of power to get sexual favors from a woman, i.e. quid pro quo. Like, stop that shit. Just let women exist, right?
So do you think in the Middle East, if we take off the hat, let me be very clear, we're taking off the hat of oppression.
Yep.
Okay, we take off that hat. There's a lot of places that just men know very well, you are not allowed here. Men and then women know this is just for women only. Like, there's a whole beach, if you look up Dubai, that it's a plethora amount of land that is just for women to be in their swimming suits, half naked. Do you think if we applied that to, let's just say Western culture, not just the rest of society, but Western culture, of just leaving them alone to be in their avenue, in their element?
I don't think we need
segregation. Remember, we're taking off that oppressive hat.
Yeah, I think segregation is oppressive.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
It has always proven to be oppressive, right? Segregation ultimately leads to things like apartheid states and stuff like that, right? And what happened in the South and Jim Crow and all of that type of stuff. So no, I think that makes them an easier target. Like, all the women live over there.
But over there though, what's so interesting about the way we have painted
well, hold on, wait, Sam, before I forget what I'm saying. You still have to convince the men to leave the women alone. Even if you separate us, you still have to convince the men to leave the women alone because they can still mess with the women, right? So why not just fuck the segregation, just teach the men to leave the women alone?
Yeah.
Right? That's the actual cure. The cure isn't to segregate or to separate. The cure is to teach the men to leave women alone. That's the cure.
Yeah, somebody in the comments, which is I actually agree with unpopular opinion, said that I want only Black spaces. Though we had a lot more, especially let's just say we disagree on so much. What's something that we would agree on?
But
home ownership and income. I think those are two aspects we can agree on that were skyrocketing from the Black community when we were segregated. We had Black Wall Street. Lake Lanier,
I mean, that was, but wait, you have to, wait, you have to recognize what we were coming from. Nothing. So yeah, of course, like 5 Black people buy a house the next year. Oh shit, it skyrocketed 500%. See what I'm saying? Like that's
exactly. I'm saying just from the oppression that I'm pretty sure we both can acknowledge that existed. And some people would say that that oppression is gone because Barack became president or whatever. I still believe there's overt and covert oppression. And so with that being said, there's a lot more that I feel like that was very upfront in your face, especially as it pertains to the resumes you were talking about. Like, you could just hang a sign on the door and there wouldn't be any Black resumes submitted because they didn't want African Americans working there to begin with. So with all of that taking place, it seems like we were kind of doing better back then,
we weren't.
Contrary to where we are now in regards to
but we weren't though.
Two aspects that I'm mentioning, which is income and also home ownership.
But we weren't. But we weren't though, because women were not making as much money as they are now. Already, right off the.
No, I wasn't talking from the women perspective.
No, you're talking. Hold on, wait. Listen to what I'm saying. You're talking about Black people, right? Women, Black women would be a part of Black people. So Black women were the most oppressed during those times. Black women were. Maybe you could now, when you talk about the community in certain aspects, when you talk about money, that's the economy. That was everybody. That was white people, Black people. That was everybody, right? Home ownership for white people also was skyrocketing in the 50s, in the 40s. That's what I'm saying. In the 60s.
They've always had their ease, I guess you could say, which possibly would never be.
White people can't buy homes now either.
No. I'm talking about, so the white and the Black struggle, we can agree, is different. In pertaining to what was taking place back then, contrary to where we are now, we can put in quotations, better times, but we're not exactly seeing that in regards to statistics.
No, that's what I'm saying. But the stats without context are meaningless. So if you're just saying that Black home ownership was skyrocketing during that time, apply that to everybody though. That was white people too. That was everybody. That wasn't just Black people. It wasn't because of what I'm telling you is, hold on. What I'm telling you is it wasn't because of segregation that was happening. That's my point. Segregation had nothing to do with that. If we weren't segregated, we would have done even better. That's what I'm saying. During those times, us being segregated is a thing that held us back. And also the way that, to my point, and what happened in those towns where it was all Black people, Rosewood, Tulsa, what happened?
They were essentially either flooded, like Lake Lanier, that used to be a Black-owned town, or
they were bombed.
To the ground.
Yeah. And how? So, like I said, it wasn't about Black people being separate from white people. It was about white people's desire to destroy Black people. So the way to cure it is to teach white people to, hey, don't hurt Black people, leave Black people alone. That's the cure. The cure isn't to segregate us. That's not the cure.
Interesting.
Like that would, what you're saying would literally prove exactly what I'm saying. I have built my perspective, what I'm saying, I literally built it on what happened to Black people. The way that I view what happened, what was happening with women, it's real easy for me to understand, because I'm like, yeah, this is what happened, and is what is what is happening to Black people. White people, it's the system of oppression that exists, that is racism, that is capitalism, that is, they won't leave us the fuck alone.
Right. I definitely agree with that aspect. The reason why I say that, though, in regards to the segregated, of course, there was no movement with the Chinese and the Korean community in regards to like segregation to the length that ours was in the 60s. But it seems as if the Korean and Chinese community kind of like saw the, how would you say this? The relationship between Black and white people. And they said, hey, let me buy that land over there. I don't actually want to integrate with y'all. I'm not going to try and kick down the door of a place that people don't want me in.
No.
So they kind of, it seemed like they kind of did that.
No.
And now they have Koreatown,
No.
they have Chinatown.
They were allowed to, Sam. They were allowed to.
Allowed to what?
To do what you're describing. Black people did. Black people. No. Black people. We just talked about Black people did that. That's what we did. And then they burned us down. They didn't do that to, and they did do it at times to Asian people too. But I'm saying they stopped at a certain point, and they allowed Black people, they allowed Asian people to do what Asian people wanted to do to a certain extent, where they didn't afford that. They didn't afford us that same opportunity, because in capitalism, there has to be a permanent underclass, and Black people have been designated as that permanent underclass. So as long as capitalism exists, we will be the permanent underclass. There is no way for Black people to ascend in capitalism that is dominated by white people. And we will never upend white people in capitalism. So we either destroy it or we continue to be the permanent underclass. That's it. Anything else you see, if you see Asian people thriving or whatever the case may be, or you think that they're thriving, that is what the system is allowing to happen. They could easily do the same thing to us, to them that they did. They can easily do the same thing to them that they did and do to us. They're just choosing not to. They're not any better than us. Asian people did not figure it out or anything like that. That's not what happened. They are allowed to do what they are doing right now. That's the only difference. We can do the exact same thing, and we would do the exact same thing, and we did do the exact same thing. Where do you think they learned it from? Every minority group in America learned whatever they learned it from us.
That's true.
So we did it before. We've been there, done that. And then they was like, nah, we got to break that shit up. When we do it. When everybody else does it, yeah, you can do it. But then they, trust me, they cap it. They still cap it, because Asian people in America don't have any political power.
They kind of just exist.
They don't. They are literally, it gives it makes you think, it makes it feel like they do, right? Because they are able to thrive. They are able to live into, I won't say thrive, but they're surviving, right? As a group, I won't say Asian people are thriving. Comparatively, I would say they're thriving, right? Like I saw something today, said Asian people live 85 years on average in America. Black people live 72 years on average. Asian people live 85 years on average in America. White people live like 77 years on average.
Mm-hmm.
So Asian people, for all intents and purposes, are thriving in America, but they are allowed to thrive at any point in time. If they cut that spigot off, right? If the oppressive system that exists, right, that is in place, all they have to do is set their sights on Asian people. There's nothing they can do about it. They are allowed to do the things that they are doing right now. That's why I don't idolize them. I don't knock them or anything like that. They're just doing what they need to do to survive. I ain't got nothing against it. But I do recognize what it is. I don't look at them as like, they're the model. We're the model. What the fuck? We did it. We did it first. We did it first. There is nothing anybody I can think of. There's nothing. Like, I promise you, I can't think of anything that any minority group that has come to America has done that Black people didn't do before them. Not one thing. To try to survive this system, we have tried outside of all out, like we rebelled, but I mean, like, aside from just all out warfare, that's the only thing we haven't done yet. It's just straight up all out warfare. That's it. We've done everything else, all the peaceful tactics we've done. We've escaped, we ran, we've you know what I'm saying, we've done, survived in the system. Like, whatever you can do, we've come together with our families, we built communities, we've done the isolation thing, we've done the what's it called, the family, what's it called, the whatever family, the nuclear family. We've done it all. We've done it all. Been there, done that.
Would you say though there's a benefit? Let's just say as an individual, let's just say.
No, that's what I said. No, I said black people have rebelled and revolted, but we didn't. It wasn't a war. It wasn't like we declared war and we organized and then it was like all the black people just were fighting. That's what I'm saying. We never got the opportunity to do that. It was like we did, you know what I'm saying? Like, on this plantation, we revolted. On that, it was always separate. They did a really good job at keeping all these things isolated, right? It was a bunch of isolated incidents, but it wasn't like we collectively came together and then we, fought like open war. Like, we're like half the black people at one time organized and we were like, no, we got guns and we're going to go out there and unalive our man. Like, that never happened. That's what I'm saying. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
There's a benefit to, I'm sorry, do you have to read something?
No.
Okay. Would you say that there's a benefit as an African-American man, especially all those examples that you gave to the one guy who was on here? Would you say that there was a benefit if we stopped trying to, let's just say you, not the whole community, because we know what they do when community activists get together, all that kind of stuff. But you as an individual, do you think there would be a benefit if you stopped trying to, not, let's just say hypothetically speaking, if you were to go in the direction of not necessarily trying to bombard your way into places that don't want you?
I don't do that.
No, that's what I'm saying. Hypothetically speaking, there's a lot of people who are under the impression that if I get this degree, if I look a certain way, if I do my hair a certain way, like it's whole TikTok lives of the idea of assimilating or being this type of thing to be able to be welcomed with open arms by the white community. Do you think if
assimilation is a safety mechanism? That's a survival tactic.
Right.
So if you don't assimilate, you now become a bigger target. So no, it would be the opposite of what you're saying. Assimilation literally is a thing that has been keeping black people alive. Us assimilating has been literally keeping us alive. Literally. So you saying that, oh, maybe we shouldn't try to get in these spaces and we shouldn't try to be dyeing our hair or laying down. No. That, like, we're dying because we're not doing stuff like that, or we weren't, right? Now it is easier now for a larger group of black people to not have to assimilate, right? It's easier for us to not to have to do it, right? Doesn't mean that we don't have to do it. I'm just saying, like, it's easier for more black people to not do it, per capita or whatever, right? We still have to, as a collective, we still have to assimilate. As a collective, yes, we still have to assimilate. If we don't, we die.
We tried the contrary already.
Yeah, we've done it before. We've done it before. Like, look, if we to go the route that you're describing, the way that it would have to work is we would have to stop assimilating and then instantly pick up arms and start a war. That's it. That's only, so once you stop assimilating, you got to start fighting. You have to. There's no in between with that. I promise you. It's either you stop assimilating, you say, fuck the system, middle finger to the system. What do you think the system is going to do to you? Oh, that's okay. Or you think they're going to start coming? Now you got to protect you. So you might as well, as soon as you stop assimilating, you might as well start fighting physically. I'm saying, like, literally, like open warfare type shit instantly. There's no, like, you are guaranteed destruction if you stop assimilating. We are guaranteed destruction if we stop assimilating as a people. You're saying stop going to college, stop getting an education, we would die.
No, not so much college and education.
I mean, that's a big part of assimilation. That's not?
No, it is.
That's a huge part of assimilation.
I definitely wasn't thinking from that standpoint. I was more so thinking of like someone said in the comments, like being. I don't think we ever intend on being a token Black person. I think that may be a subconscious thing for some people. Maybe it's a conscious thing for others.
What makes them but wait, you don't need to aspire to be a token. You may end up being a token though, no matter what.
No, that's why I said subconscious and unconsciously.
Mm-hmm. I got a homie. He's in corporate America. He's been talking about being a token. Like one of his fears is becoming a token, and he is now a token. He has not tried to be a token whatsoever though. But he is a token. Like he's like, yeah, man. And he clocks it off because he's super light skinned. He's like, yeah, you know, and he was like, and all the Black people in the spaces, if there are any Black people, they're like me. They're like me. They look like me. They're light skinned. They're super light. Like he's clocking it all, but he's like, what the fuck is he gonna do? Like he literally just started making 6 figures at his job after being there for like 8 years. He just started making 6 figures like a couple years ago. You know what I mean? Like it ain't like the shit is a struggle. The shit is a struggle, man. It's like, you know what I mean? Like I'm telling you, at this point, it's complete divesting from the system. Like just everybody, all Black people divest type shit. You know what I mean? Or, you know, not all, but a good portion of us divest from the system. Don't go to work anymore. Don't buy shit. Right? If you start to do that, though, violence will ensue. That's what I'm trying to tell you. No doubt about it. If Black people boycott, violence will ensue.
Do you think that's maybe what's going to happen? I don't want it to happen, but this whole Target, you think that's a start to this whole Target thing, or you think that's just one company?
Oh, I don't think Black people are yet starting to. I mean, I love the Target boycott. You know what I'm saying, personally, but I don't think that it's yeah. I hope it's the trigger of some greater thing. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't want to talk about it negatively, but I doubt it is though. That's the reality though. I don't think it's like the start of anything major. I think we just got pissed off at Target and we like, fuck out of here, Target. We've done this before. We can.
We did it for Palestine. Well, not just Black people, but collectively the United States. We started seeing like people losing money, price drops, and all that kind of stuff. But I know we can. We may just not want to. Somebody said in the comments we don't really care. They're just sitting at home.
Yeah, I'm saying like not buying, like not paying for electricity.
Oh wow.
Not buying groceries from the grocery store. Like that's what type of boycotts I'm talking about.
Oh, you're thinking big picture.
I'm saying like if Black people really divested from the system and we started to do that, then I promise y'all violence is happening like the next, like tomorrow. Like the next day is going to be like soldiers marching down our streets, pulling Black people out the homes, like, like, you know, Smotsy, Germany, all over. Like that's what's going to happen. Right. And I'm not saying we should fear that. I'm just saying like, that's the reality. So we might as well bomb first. That's my approach. I'm like, if I know a fight is imminent, I'm taking off. Like, I'm not waiting for you to hit me. I've always bombed. I don't wait for people to hit me. I hit first. You know what I'm saying? If I know the fight is coming, I'm taking flight. So, you know, if we're going to go that route, we might as well just right with that, stop doing, because why not do that and then start doing what we need to do if that's the case. But, you know, are we there yet as a group? I don't think so.
I mean, that's how we got here. It wasn't sunshine and rainbows with the civil rights movement, essentially.
Yeah, absolutely not. We need to combine Martin and Malcolm and the Black Panthers. We need to roll all of them motherfuckers up in a ball, and we need to adopt a whole new other thing, which is protecting the most vulnerable groups of people in our community and not hyper focusing on Black men, cishet Black men and Black couples, right? Cishet Black couples. We need to focus on individuals. This is going to sound crazy to some people. We don't need to put an onus on Black families or protecting Black families. We need to put an onus on protecting Black children, protecting Black women, protecting Black LGBTQIA, protecting Black working class. That's how we need to look, not protecting Black families, because what the fuck does you having a family have to do with why are your rights should be any more protected than a person that doesn't want to have kids? I don't think I deserve any extra level of protection. Personally, I'm saying, right? Even though I'm a father, I don't think I deserve any extra level of protection because I'm a father versus people who chose not to have kids. I'm saying on a systemic level, like I disagree with that. I think that everybody, but we should start with the most vulnerable groups of people, the people that are being unalived the most, the people that are being harmed the most by the systemic oppression. Children, women, LGBTQIA. You want to get more specifically trans women, Start there. Just think about it. If we protected trans women and children, if we just focus on trans women and children, everybody gets protection. Women get protection, men get protection, Black people, like everybody gets protection. If you just focus on those two groups of people, like if you had to boil it down, yes, trans women. I know it's blowing your mind, right? I know it's going to start the whole transmissy is going to come out in a lot of people. I already know. But yes, if you focus on protecting the most vulnerable groups of people in our society, the people that are unalived the most, the people that are attacked the most, the people that are destroyed the most, the people that are oppressed the most, those are the groups of people. If you help them, if you lift them up, then everybody fucking lifts up. Everybody goes up. Everybody goes up. If you strip away the rights from trans women, Black women will lose rights and Black people will lose rights. If you strip away the rights from LGBTQ, from gay men, Black people will lose rights. Black women will, like, it's all connected. You can't separate the 2, 3, 4, 5. You can't. It's all protected. It's all connected, right? But my thing is, I think we should just protect all women. I think all women need to be protected. I think all women should be, I'm saying Black in the community. I think all women should be protected, right? Let's just protect all women, because I think we can protect all women, right? But trans women, for an example, they do have a different level of it, the same way Black people have a different level of problems, right? Working class white people are oppressed too, but like you said, they're not the same. Trans women have a different level of problems. Children have a different level of problems because they're the most unprotected group of people in the country. Because nobody protects kids. Because kids can't defend themselves. So they're reliant on somebody else speaking up for them. Right? They can't protect themselves. So they're the most vulnerable. And then, it just goes up and up and up from there. That's the hierarchy that is what it has created. It has created a hierarchy where there are people that are at the very, very, very bottom, and that would be children, trans women, trans people, LGBTQIA, Black women, Black men, like that's how the shit works. That's the way that when I look at it, that's how the easiest way for me to understand it and describe it to people. But I say make it easy, and let's just all women, let's work it out where all women are protected.
I agree, Bob. Thank you for bringing me up. And to your point,
exactly.
The vulnerable person in the group. I am the vulnerable person in my family group. I am the only granddaughter out of 13 grandkids. All of my mother's siblings had men. Older than me. I only have like 2 that are younger than me, so I'm in the younger bunch. And being around all of those guys from then to now in my 38-year-old age, I agree with the topic that masculinity is ruining society. And I asked the question, was misogyny connected to masculinity? And answered that. So I felt compelled to come up and try to not make this so anecdotal, but at the same point in time, when you have one female against 12 other men, that could be a statistic right there, just within the family, if that makes sense, right? Mm-hmm. So with the guys in my family, I feel like their masculinity and misogyny has definitely contributed to growing in the society for me and the other women that are around them, including their mothers, the mothers of their children, and so forth. And especially for me, it was like, growing up, they made me be violent. They wanted to teach me how to fight. If I wanted to play, I had to do things that they did. even when I would go to them with advice or ask them for advice for things that I was going through, you know, growing up, dating and stuff like that, they would give me the advice, but it would be more or less to benefit the man. And now that I'm older, I realize it's like, you know, you got to do this, do that to make sure he's okay. But there was nothing that was given to me to make me be okay as the woman. They also pretty much made me get a harsh mentality when it comes to life. I've heard from a lot of different guys that I've dated that, you know, you're too harsh, you're too masculine. I'm like, and I explain it to them like, hey, I'm the only granddaughter out of.
What makes you masculine to them? What are they saying? How are they, you know, what is making them call you masculine?
If I can answer you now that I know how things are, I think I just don't take their BS. I really think that's what they mean. But it was more or less once I told them that I was the only granddaughter of 13 grandkids, they feel like, oh, you've been raised around a lot of men and I don't want to deal with that.
I know, but
that doesn't sound masculine.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, what makes you masculine though? Like to them, that's what I'm trying to understand.
Right. In my mind, it doesn't, but that's what I was told.
You never asked them, well, what makes me masculine?
Pretty much I guess they allude to my demeanor. You know,
be specific. What do you mean rough and tough? In what way?
I guess I don't come at things the same way I guess they would think a submissive woman would come at things, and it's only because of how I was conditioned by being with all those men.
Like what though? Can you give me an example of what that looked like?
I'm not easy to be ran over.
Okay. So you stood up for yourself. Okay.
Yeah, I stood up for myself.
Okay.
I'm not easy to be ran over.
Uh-huh.
I typically know the things that men do because I've seen it firsthand. And so I can kind of identify that stuff when it comes.
So basically you're saying that they would the way they identify what's it called, femininity, right? They think that it just it means submission. They think to be feminine is to be submissive.
The guys that I've dated in my dating pool, yes, they feel that pushback might be too much, or if I call out their BS, like I could clock it, you know. That it's a problem. But it's almost only after I share with them that I'm the only girl out of 13 grandkids. Yeah,
because they try to make up they do that all the time. They do that with me. They like whatever I'm saying, they'll be like, who raised you? I bet you was raised by your mama. And I'm like, yeah, I was, like you were too.
Yeah.
I see it now. That's why you saying this. Oh, that's why your nails. I'm like, bro, y'all don't even know. My mama is a whole masculine man underneath. She ain't no fucking.
They're stronger than me because they only have group strength. But if you fast forward to today, like March 13th, 2025, I'm the only one that is stable out of the grandkids. All of them are either living off their parents still or living off another female. Sorry to say, but why do you call women female and you call men men? No, I guess because I've been around them for so long, but women.
So you don't. So what do you think that is?
Actually, a woman is a female human being.
The
difference.
Yeah, but
I think it's just conditioning.
Got you. I was saying, what do you think? Never mind. You good. I was just curious. Jerry, what were you saying in the comments, brother?
Oh, I was saying y'all wasn't raised by like a 2-parent household.
I
was.
But what's the relevancy though?
Yeah, that's why I invited him up.
Trying to know what the conversation was about.
Well, no, you said it couldn't be me. So I'm trying to figure out where did that comment come from?
Well, it sounded like y'all was bashing people that was coming from 2-parent households.
Did you hear the topic before you?
That's not what That wasn't what anybody was doing.
Right? You know that's not what anybody was doing because they were randomly talking about like their experience. And you said, y'all weren't raised in a two-parent household, couldn't be me. And now you were the one that was bashed?
Yeah.
The crazy thing is a couple of my cousins were raised in two-parent households.
Cupcake, were you raised in a two-parent household?
Yes, sir.
Cupcake came up here telling us her story about how she was raised in a two-parent household. Jerry ran. And what was funny about it was she was saying she was being bashed by men. She was being bashed for being raised in a two-parent household. They were calling her masculine. They were saying that she was the problem. Oh, because you was raised by like she was the one being bashed. I said that they were stupid. I was basically saying they're dumb for saying that. I was trying to figure out like why were they just saying you were masculine and why is masculinity always considered to be a negative when a woman does something that a man doesn't like, then all of a sudden she's masculine.
Yep. I think also they put, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say like, and due to that, that would be my society, my family, and close people around me. Due to that, I'm like I said, I'm 38. I haven't had kids because I feel like a lot of guys out here are, excuse my language, fuckable but not fatherable. Just from the examples that I've seen.
Yeah, you were definitely raised by some means. I can't even hold you. Your language is very male. You sound like a nigga.
Has ruined my society because I no longer want to deal with that because I see more examples of them outside of my family. So knowing that they're inside of my family and I see those same examples, it's like, why?
Yeah. Nah, hold on. They said they agree. I hear exactly what you're saying. I'm just saying it just sound like what niggas be saying. Ain't nothing. I agree exactly what you said. Like they good. They good for a good time, not a long time. I hear you. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Their stuff like, this girl calls you, tell her this, and it's like I'm always the scapegoat in their BS. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like they want to, because Cuzzo's gonna be loyal. Cuzzo's gonna have my back. But no, it's like it's to the point where I'm like, don't input me in this stuff. Like, what kind of example do you think you're setting for me? Especially my oldest cousin is 50 years old. So I'm like, at 50, like, you're still doing this?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
damn, my cousin's getting old too. I gotta go to my cousin's 50th birthday party on Friday. Intently said she has ingrained misogyny. She is trained. Thankful for deconstruction. Go ahead, Shan.
I kind of forgot, to be honest. I feel like, okay, so Cupcake, what you were saying is like Public said, it's like, oh, you were raised by men, that's why you're masculine. But at the same time, they'll say, oh, you weren't raised with any men in your life, that's why you're masculine.
Yeah, no, ain't it? Hold on, wait. That's what they be saying. I forgot about the reverse. That's exactly what they be saying. Oh, I see fatherless behavior. You be like, wait, but wait.
Only around women, masculine. You're raised only around men, masculine.
Yep.
Either way, a bitch is gonna be masculine.
No matter what.
Masculine men that used to wear finger waves, all kinds of like back in the 90s, like they used to like.
Oh, y'all went to school? Why y'all reading them books? That's masculine. I'm like, wait, but most men don't like to read, brother.
Right, but y'all got finger waves and
how we illiterate, but it's masculine for them to read. What the fuck? Oh, you a masculine. Oh, I see.
I really think they're jealous of me.
Hold on, Cupcake. Hold on.
I really think they're jealous of me because they're not.
Hold on, Cupcake. Hold on, Cupcake. Hold on. Hey, remember that? I don't know if y'all seen that video. Y'all seen that video of that dude that went over that girl house and he was like, he walked in that woman's house and it was like Married at First Sight or some shit like that. And he just thought, he was like, oh, your TV bigger than every TV in my house. Oh, you got 2 bedrooms? What you need the other bedroom?
Screaming jealousy. It was so
that nigga was like, oh damn, you got food in your refrigerator? I was like, nigga, what?
Did you see his crib?
I never even saw. I'm sure his shit look crazy.
It was trash.
I'm sure it was. He was like, well,
he's not living like Bill Gates' kids, but
that's what he was saying to her.
jealousy. It was giving clear jealousy.
I was reading. Hey, I was watching.
I did want to.
Go ahead, Shane.
Something else real quick. I couldn't come up earlier when what's his name? Quickies, whatever his name was up here with you, Sam. But for one, welcome to the dark side, aka the light side. Like I'm glad you're over here. I feel like you can listen, you can learn. But I think one of the things that stands out to me when it comes to you is that when you're on the panel and it's just you in public having a conversation, you seem to like be very like male centered in your opinions and like very protective over men in your opinions. But then when a man comes up and like displays everything that you were like just defending, you actually don't agree with it. So I think that's something, and this is just from the outside looking in, me telling you, that's something that you might want to like pay attention to, because I feel like that's your subconscious telling you that this shit ain't right. Like, and I've seen you do it both times that you were up here, you did that. Like you disagree with him and you're very like protective and male centered until one of them comes up here and you actually hear what they're saying, and it's like, oh wait, that shit doesn't make sense. Like that, I can't agree with that. I can't get down with that. So either you like don't fully believe it, like you're not fully committed to it, or I'm not sure where that's coming from, but I just wanted to point out that that's something I've observed.
She could be in the process of unpacking. You know what I mean?
That too.
And it could just be like,
you're over here, because it seems like I said, when it's just you and him, it's like one thing, but then when a man who represents exactly what you were just defending comes up here, you have a visceral reaction and you what's the word? You reject it, which is a good thing. But like, yeah, it doesn't align.
Mm-hmm.
I think part of it is that, and I'm pretty sure the host might agree, there's not a lot of logic that some of the men come up and say. Like some of the example he was given about the PDF file, like he wasn't explaining the actual definition of what was it? Empathy. Was it sympathy or empathy?
It was empathy. Yeah.
Empathy. So yeah. So like I can go for like a constructive, comprehensive conversation, but once we go down the road of like feelings and stuff, like I'm pretty sure the very first time I ever came up here, the host and I started talking about facts and statistics. I personally like to go from that route rather than the emotional route. It seemed like the guy was coming from an emotional route of just throwing random things out there. So yeah, and also someone said it, or was it the host that said, there's a lot of deconstruction. I do not know everything. I'm open to everybody's observation. People live different lives. I'm never going to say that I'm 100% correct. So, but thank you for your observation.
Yeah. No, I'm definitely gonna say I'm 100% correct on a lot of shit. But I'm definitely okay with acknowledging when I'm not 100% correct. But on some of this shit, it's just 100% correct. It's like, it is what it is. It is.
Most of these men, if you stick around and you listen long enough, most of them come up and they're very illogical, because men are typically pretty illogical. Like I think that's where the deconstruction comes in, because that's a hard pill to swallow. But it's the truth. Yeah,
come around more. You will see these dudes are idiots. But look, you know what, Sam? I ain't gonna even hold you, because you don't got no children, and it is no shade. I'm being honest, whatever. You look how to living your life like a woman that understand these motherfuckers ain't shit. You ain't knocked up. You ain't got no man. You know what I'm saying? Like you seem like the men's really ain't. You seem like you kind of got the shit figured out in real life. I don't be understanding why you jump on the live and then start acting like what I'm saying is like, oh, this is crazy. I'm like, these motherfuckers is crazy. They out here wilding. They don't give a. The men are not well. You know they are. They are. The men are not. There is something not quite right about men. And if you listen to 99% of men talk long enough, just let a man talk. Just listen to that motherfucker for 20 minutes straight. I don't care what it is. I don't care what it's about. Let a motherfucker talk for 20 minutes. You can't tell me. You cannot tell me that men are not. You can't tell me that most men are not real people. You can't tell me that most men are fucking humans. Like they like skinwalkers. Like they not. I'll be listening to motherfuckers like, what? For 20 minutes?
This is this is designed to bait the dumbest men up. I don't understand that. I don't understand how like posting a topic is baiting stupidity, because it's a topic. Like you can come up here and you can speak on the topic whether you're dumb or smart. It just seems like most of the men that come up here aren't the brightest. So I'm not understanding like what about this platform baits men, the dumbest men, to come up here. Like, I think it would be a positive bait. I think there's. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Cupcake.
No, I was gonna say that they're coming up because they're in their feelings based on something that is generalized from what I've seen, and that's why I went with the prompt, because I could generalize a certain sector of men, at least 10 or more men that I've had, situations with that are blood that weren't sexual. You understand what I'm saying, Bub?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's nothing sexual there, so it's nothing to gain. We're family. So in a sense, their misogyny and masculinity has made me scared of men. Like I don't even trust men because I see what they do firsthand, and they're my family, or either how they handle me. They will come over and be like, "Well, cuz, what you cook?" And I'm like, well, you don't want to take me out to eat? Like, they never come over and say, hey, cuz, get your shoes on, put on something nice, I'm going to take you out to eat. It's always what I'm going to cook.
I got to tell y'all something, because last night I was watching Friday. I ain't watched Friday in a long time, like the original Friday, right? So I'm watching Friday, and y'all remember the part where this nigga got up and started eating that cereal and wasn't no milk, and then his mama came in the kitchen and started cooking breakfast, and that nigga thought she was going to cook him breakfast.
It's crazy, and to deal with, I feel like I'm tortured, like to what Pub said. I feel like I don't feel like I'm like y'all are humans and I'm an alien or something, or I'm a human and y'all are aliens, because there is no way that this can and they. Like, yeah, it's crazy, Bub. Like, just some of my experiences that I can tell you from being around all those guys. And of course, one of them passed away. He was murdered. All of them have been in jail. All of the statistics that everything that I heard you spoke about.
It applied to them.
Encapsulate that.
Yep.
And so, yeah.
Go ahead, Slife. What were you saying in the comments? Maybe I misunderstood what you were saying. That's why I brought you up. What were you saying about the prompt?
I was just saying that the prompt's kind of designed to kind of bait out the dumbest people, because it's designed to evoke like an emotional response. Like I read some of your prompts and I'm like, on first glance, I'm like, I get kind of mad about it and I think about it and there's nuance to it. And I'm like, nah, he's right. But a lot of guys that come up here, they hit the emotional response, they get defensive, and they're just up here and they're just fighting. Like they're not even thinking clearly at that point.
Yeah, but I don't think it's made for the dumbest people. I think it's made for me. Well, I mean, if we're talking about the dumbest people in society, and you're saying the dumbest people are men, and yeah, but it's not made for the dumbest people. Like most men are, when it comes to this, I don't want to use the word dumb, right? I'm going to try to be diplomatic. Most men have blinders on when it comes to these topics. Most men have cognitive dissonance. Like they just intelligent, educated, doesn't matter. Uneducated, unintelligent, doesn't matter. There are men that come up here that have master's degrees and they still don't get it. There are men who there are men who dropped out of high school and they understand it completely. So it's all about the level of I guess like buy-in, for lack of a better term. Like how much have men bought into these concepts, right? And the more that men have bought into them, the harder it is going to be to pull them out of it. And also the more likely they are going to be triggered by it. I won't call the men dumb or smart in this regard, right? Like, because like I said, they can be intelligent and they can be educated and they can have a whole big ass blind spot. You know what I mean? Like they can. Like Malcolm X was one of the most intelligent people that we know of in our community. Well, Malcolm X was a religious zealot. You know what I mean? Like there was some, like if he was alive today, I try to judge it like if he were alive today, right? Or if I knew what I knew about religion and religion, like I would definitely look at him with the side eye. He was dope. He had a lot of good things going, but I would definitely be like, yeah, that's not right. 43-year-old public would not be that. Like I would definitely think there was a lot of problematic stuff that he said, right? So you could embody both things, right? You could be really intelligent and also like have like a humongous blind spot. And I think that once again, using men of the civil rights movement, you can see how a ton of them were really intelligent, but when it came to recognizing the plight of other people that weren't black men or cishet black women, they didn't see it. They didn't recognize it. They didn't see how it was all connected. They were unwilling to hear those groups of people out. And they were all, not all, but a lot of them were really, really intelligent, very smart, very intelligent men.
And also critical thinking skills, which is kind of difficult for some people. I'm very happy that I'm able to have conversations more from a listening to understand instead of listening to respond. And just like the young man said, he saw that from like an emotional perspective. The masculinity is ruining society. That's kind of difficult to put your emotions aside. It's the heat of the moment type thing. And kind of just any and everything comes out of your mouth, especially when you're speaking from feelings, especially the young man that was up here. It was purely out of emotion. So critical thinking skills are also something it's not exactly encouraged. Just an emotional response.
Especially for men. Like within, like that is a thing about masculinity, aka misogyny. Critical thinking is not, it's frowned upon. They don't want you to think too much, right? Anytime a man is intelligent, they shame him. They say he's dumb. They try, like I grew up in that where like I remember when I was younger and I would be like telling I read books and shit like that. And I'll be trying to talk to my friends about books that I read and they'd be like, you reading again? Like, or I would just be talking about something that I knew to be true. And they had no idea, similar to these conversations, like just shit that I know. I'm like, I know this to be true. And I will be talking about it from like kind of like a place of authority. And then they're like, here you go. Then you always, you think you know everything. Like, and they would just, well, I don't know. That's my opinion. And I'm like, but it's not, I mean, like fire is hot. Like objectively, fire is hot, bro. I don't know. What do you mean? Like fire will literally unalive you. Nah, man, that's just your opinion. And that's my opinion. And I'm just like, okay. So
I asked my 50-year-old cousin, we were having a discussion about women, and I said, well, what makes you feel entitled to that woman's body or her access? And he went dead silent. He had nothing to say. Like, no answer. Change the subject, pivoted to something else. And I was just like, wow.
Yep.
Also, have you noticed kind of the same rhetoric that grown men say to grown women is not the same thing that grown men say to little girls? Like,
in what way?
The idea of, like, I don't know about you, but whether it's film, television, movies, whatever it is, it's a man telling his daughter, like, have her own money, don't rely on no man, and have your own, and you be whatever you want to be when you grow up.
Yeah.
As soon as they get to about 20, 25 years old, they're wondering why you're not married. You need a man. What do you mean you don't have kids? And all this kind of stuff. So it's like, why is it that there's a different disdain for grown women, but you're telling a totally different narrative to that 5-year-old girl?
That shit is crazy.
Possession. That's why my cousin's daughter doesn't even talk to him anymore, because he's not protecting her.
But also they do this. That was great, Sam. But also, you know what they do? The men also do that. And then when the women actually do become something, then they shit on them and be like, you ain't nothing. You think you smart because you got all them degrees. Like, nigga, you told me to get the degrees.
Exactly.
Yeah, you good. You good, Slipe. That's why I dropped you. You good, brother?
I don't know if I'm pretty sure some of them are the same people. But I don't know. I feel like a lot of these men who walk around and say like, "Oh, you think the degrees make you special, or you need to find a husband," or I feel like a lot of those men groom their daughters very early on to be somebody's wife, to be somebody's girlfriend, like for her worth to be tied up in having a man. Like I said, I'm sure there's some overlap, and maybe I'm projecting because I know, like with my dad, he didn't do that. And I was damn near 30 when I had my kid, and he talking about, I thought you was gonna wait. Like, well, I'm pretty old.
But you know your daddy different though. Like you know that though. You know your daddy not.
Like dads like that aren't like, I don't think they typically have this flip. Like I think they stay pretty consistent with that thought process. I think it's more of the men who are not committed to that, and they just like, yeah, when their daughter's a little girl, like, oh yeah, the world's your oyster, baby girl. But like as she starts to get older, I think they start to indoctrinate her that like you gotta find a husband, you gotta, you know, be somebody's mother, whatever. But I would say in the Caucasian community, they have this saying, well, at least to my knowledge, the ring by spring type thing. Like they condition. There was a topic that went viral. It said that white women condition their daughters for marriage, while Black women condition their daughters to get degrees. Have you ever heard that argument before?
What was that? What's the argument?
It was that Caucasian women condition their daughters to be for marriage, to find a man, very young age. But Black women condition their young girls to get an education and to be independent.
I think they did. I don't think it was an either or thing. I think they did it. I think they do both. I think they teach them like you should go to college and do all of that stuff, and you should meet your husband in college, and you should get a degree, but also you should get married too. I don't think it's an either or thing. I think they do both. But I wanted to read something that I think is funny. I think it's funny because this perfectly encapsulates what I think, how when men like try to confuse women all the time, right? So y'all know that song like that, because I'm too messy and then I'm too fucking clean, right? So these are the lyrics, right? These are the lyrics. But because this is what it instantly reminded me of that, because this is what men do, right? So I envision like a man telling her this. She said, first he's saying that she's too messy, she's too fucking clean. You told me get a job, then you asked me where the hell I've been. Right? Like that be the shit that men do. Like they're I'm too perfect till I open my big mouth. I want to be me. Is that allowed? Is that not allowed? Men will tell women, they'll tell their daughters one thing, but as soon as that daughter gets like she just said, I'm perfect until I open my big mouth. That's when he goes, oh, you think you smarter than me because you got all of those degrees? That don't mean nothing. That's when they do it. It is to me. Huh?
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Yeah, I think it actually is the same man most of the time. Because I think that the man, because you have to think, if that man is in her life, right? I'm guessing that he helped facilitate in some way, shape, or form her success, right? Her, her upward mobility, her way to go, all that stuff. I'm sure he wanted to see her go to school. So I don't think he was like, nah, you shouldn't even go. I'm pretty sure he was like, yeah, go to college, get good grades, and rewarding her for that. But then once she does it, the flip switches, the switch flips, right? And then it's like, like what you think you all that because you making six figures? You don't think you got to listen to your daddy no more. Your daddy can't teach you nothing, I mean, and they get combative and, definitely I can see
upon when they need something.
You said what?
Smart cousin or
yeah, we know, and I haven't had a chance to read it. I actually have it on my computer, but I saw the video on it the video on the news clip about how like daughters keep their fathers alive longer, but boys don't. Like boys don't unalive their fathers faster, but there's no impact that we have on where a net zero, right? But little girls and having a daughter will keep a man alive longer, like so they want, of course, they like the daughter being smarter and being successful and they know more than likely that's going to be a direct benefit to him, because that's how women are. Women give. When they get, they give. When men get, we black hole. Y'all know, I think men are black holes. When we get, we don't give shit to nobody. So it don't benefit him.
Even in the daughter's life. Look, that's another thing to unpack. They have to be in the children's lives.
Yeah. But I'm saying they're in the kid's life. I'm saying this story, this would be pertaining to the men that are in the daughter's lives, mm-hmm. and so they are benefiting from the daughter being in their lives and them being in their daughter's lives,
Oh yeah, that's what actually happened to my mother and her. She has 8, 9 brothers. My grandfather was very much so patriarchy. We're going to get the man to take over the family, all that man to take over the business. My grandfather very much so favored my uncles over my mother. But when it came to make his medical decisions and his health decisions and where he was going to live in the later years of his life, he did not leave that mess up to his boys. He left it up to his daughter.
Of course.
Like, all those years, he knew he treated my mom like a piece of shit. But I guess my mom maybe a little bit was walked all over, but he knew damn well those boys don't know nothing. They don't go to the doctor their damn selves. So they're going to be making my decisions.
Also, they're not going to be willing to do it Lavender said that daughter who paid her dad child support, that was one of the most I was so mad watching that fucking video. What? Back child support? Lock that nigga up. What are you doing? Like,
Plane tickets and everything. My cousins act so remedial, like, but they know how to get on dating apps and find.
oh, y'all never seen that video? Y'all never seen that video when that woman paid that? Y'all, you never seen that shit?
No.
Oh man, yeah, I'll share it with. Yeah. Oh, they're black. Yeah, they're black. They were African American. Yeah, I was yeah, I was mad. Let me put it like that. I was mad. I watched it and I was like, why would you why would you do this? Why?
Child support, like from her? Child support?
I don't even no, it was here. Oh, you mean for I don't know who it was for. It could have been for one of his other children or whatever, but it might have been her. It might have been her. Why would you do that?
I mean, it's bad either way, but
Why?
that would make it even worse if it was the back child support that he didn't pay for her.
For her. Oh
He
my
was a
God.
kid, and she grew up and was like, "Don't worry, Dad, I got you." Yeah. She probably had empathy. Let's just say best.
Hell no.
Other kids.
Hell no.
The kids.
Hell no. I don't empathy for a nigga that ain't paid child support. I ain't got no empathy for them.
For the kids.
No. Ma'am, no, Sam. No, Sam. Absolutely not. Absolutely. Nope. Absolutely not. Not doing it. Not doing it. That's crazy. That is
the other child's responsibility.
That's insanity to pay your father's. He let her do it. I'd have been pissed. But see, you got to think the type of man that'll do that is the type of man that wouldn't pay child support is a user. You know what I'm saying? Like by default, that man's a user. So of course he would let his daughter do that shit. Man, that shit. That video pissed me off. Like I watched that motherfucker. Like I was so embarrassed for her. I was watching that shit like this. Like, why would you do this? The only person this would be worse for would be you doing this for a man, like a man that you was dating.
Some of the things I've helped my cousins out with, and I sit back and look back, like, what was I doing? Like, they live off their parents. They have a certain demographic of females that they date because they know that those females won't give them pushback.
Yeah,
you know they.
I ain't gonna hold you. I couldn't even call a 50-year-old man my cousin.
Well, that's the oldest one.
I'm not calling you my cousin. You're 50 years old.
What you calling him?
13. I'm towards the end.
Oh, wait, that's your
so
cousin.
Hear me out. All of the boys, they go to a certain demographic of women. I've never seen them with a woman of my stature.
What you mean?
Of course not.
They go to the women that I don't know how to describe those kind of women, but they go to a certain demographic of women that are maybe pick-me's. I guess that's what I could.
Maybe they don't stand up for themselves, or maybe they tolerate a lot of mess.
They're definitely pick-me's because they're not gonna. Pick-me's don't push back, so they're pick-me's, but then the pick-me's get tired at some point too.
Yeah, there's only.
They go back to the same person that they know to go to, which is their mom, and it's just weird. It's weird. None of them have their own houses. None of them have anything on their own. Like they have nothing. From age 50 to age 36, none of them. I'm the only one that is sustainable.
Yeah.
And the only thing that I can see what's different between us is gender.
Yeah. I want to get back on the topic though. I ain't gonna even hold you. That shit, that's some wild shit though, man. Yeah, y'all go check that video out though if you find it. They asking what the video is. It's a video of a woman who I don't know how to find it. I could just tell you, I could describe it. It was a woman who paid her father's back child support. He owed child support and she paid it for him. And she was a fully grown woman, like looked like early 30s, late 20s, like a fully grown woman. Because you would have to think too, if she had that much money to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like I've seen people pay off like cars. You know what I mean? Like the last, he owed a couple years on his car. She paid off the car. That's dope, right? I'm with that. But man, paying back.
That just goes to show though the difference in life, because like I can't fully put the blame on her. Like that's still her dad at the end of the day. Like I'm not saying that she should have done that because I would fucking never. But that's her. Like there's this like what do you call? There's this attachment that we can't,
why
isn't there? There's this feeling
of obligation. Is the question not why do you owe back child support?
Of course, that's what I'm getting at.
All right.
Like we see videos of like women doing shit for their moms, and it's like, oh, paid off my mom's house, and the mom's crying and shit. Like paid off, like doing something special to help your parent. But unfortunately, you have a father who doing something special to help him means paying off his back child support. Like she was probably thinking of it that way. Like, this is my dad. I want to do something special to help him out. I'm going to pay his child support off. It's insane.
Wait, doesn't the money, so if she paid it, the money would go to the parent, right?
To the mother of that child.
It would go to the mother of that child, right? Okay.
Or I think if the child is old enough, it'll go directly to them. If the child is over 18,
that woman didn't hand that man a stack of money.
No, she handed him a paper that said she paid it already. Yeah, it was paid already. So yeah, okay. I mean, so essentially minus whatever fees and shit, the money coming right back.
Well, no, because that would, if it's for her, then that wouldn't make sense.
It wouldn't make sense for her. It would have to be another mother. Yeah.
Because then it's like you paid the back child support to your mom, like that. It's probably another.
It's different in different states. I know I have my uncle. Unfortunately, this is basically his life story. He has about 5 kids. I don't know how many baby mothers he has, but he has a daughter that lives in Virginia, and the mother was in Virginia when she had her. And then there was one in Texas and one in California. I think 2 of the kids, the money's going directly to the mother, even though those kids are grown. And then the child support for the one, I think in Texas, the money's going specifically to the child. So like, as you guys know, states' rights are different. So yeah, sometimes it goes to the parent, sometimes it goes directly to the child.
Exactly. Why are they not just holding tax returns? Like, man, we got to get this system crazy. It shouldn't be, child support should be national. It shouldn't be fucking in Montana. It's different than it is in Michigan. That's sick. It's kids deserve the same. Like, what the fuck is we talking? America is really backwards. Tonight just said, now Cupcake, we finna start taking a shot every time you say females.
Look, I was just about to say, been conditioned. Conditioning is real. When you're around that many amount of men and you hear that, I'm not saying that I can't break it. I can definitely work on it, but give me a break. Just give me a break, please.
We are.
I do know that women are human, female, a female human. And a female could be any type of animal. I do get that. Mm-hmm. But it's just colloquialism from what I was conditioned as.
Okay.
So if we give you a break, we just further conditioning you. So we're gonna remind you every time.
No. Okay? Look, I take accountability.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're gonna remind you every time because that's gonna help you do better.
Remind me. Help me do better. I don't have a problem with that.
They said Dusty
Linda. Accountability works.
Yeah. Intently said, I didn't get any child support until my son was 27. The deposit came to me. That's dope. I hope it was all of it. Man, y'all niggas, man. Every day I start talking about child support, it make my ass itch and my head hurt because I just cannot wrap my brain around not taking care of my children. Like it doesn't compute in my mind. Like I cannot fathom it. I can't rationalize it. I can't empathize. I have zero empathy for it. So whenever we have these discussions, I'm always like wildly uncomfortable because I just don't understand it. You know what I mean? Like I just don't get it. I'm like,
raised by your mom.
Hey, let me tell you this. So, my mom has a dad to a
Wait, he did though, Shane. He abandoned me. That's what I'm saying. It's shit. That's where I think that's where it's coming from.
He had to abandon you from the house.
I got you.
Have a dad abandoning you from the home.
Got you.
You really don't understand
what
child abandonment while in the home feels like.
Okay. Got you. It's a different type of abandonment.
Your mom.
Got you. Okay.
Exactly.
I hear you. Yeah, I was raised by my mama, so I can't understand what it looked like to not take care of your responsibilities. Like
you don't know what it looks like to live in a home and still abandon your children.
I definitely don't know that. That's
because your daddy just left all the way.
But I don't know what I'm saying. At the least, some money. You see what I'm saying? Like you ain't there. You want to move to I had to move to North Carolina while my kids stayed in Florida. You want to do that? You wild. But nigga, some money? You can't even give us. You can't even drop no mail off on them babies. That be the type of shit. It's just certain things. My brain. I'm just like, yeah, you just gotta really be on some like, and that's the thing. Cause I'm like, so y'all really be on some like fuck them kids like in real life? Like we just be saying. I thought we were just playing when we said that shit. It was a little jokey joke.
No.
But y'all really be like, y'all really be like from the bottom, from you know what I'm saying on y'all glow shit, like you know what I'm saying, like all the way back, like fuck him. I be like, God damn, y'all like them little niggas at all.
Feeling like that too, because like I said, a lot of men are fuckable and not fatherable.
I feel the thing is I feel so normal that it's hard for me to see it as being an outlier. I'm like, you niggas really had kids and y'all really don't like them babies because you really don't like that. Like, what the fuck?
Wicked work.
Wicked work. I don't be understand. I swear to God, I just can't. My brain doesn't work that way. Like, I don't care. My wife could try to unalive me. Right? Like I'm saying, like my wife could try to whatever. I would never abandon my kids. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't matter what the hate I have for my wife. Like, what does that have to do with my babies though? What does that have to do with my babies? Like, I don't understand why you not liking the woman, that translates to you not liking the kids. Even though I know the babies and the kids are connected.
Associate your children with your wife. Like, yeah, you love her, respect her as your wife and their mother, but like, you still see your children as like separate humans.
They're people, yeah. My babies are people.
They're humans. They're people. Like outside of your relationship with their mother, they are human beings in and of itself.
They're their own people.
See it that way. They see the way they view and look at their kids is based on the relationship they have with the baby mama. That's why they always say, well, if y'all want a man to be in his kid's life, don't make it harder on them. Don't be stressing them out. I don't give a damn how much a man stresses me out. It's never gonna make me abandon my kid.
Never. That's what I'm saying. Like my wife could literally try to unalive me, and I would be like, yeah, we're getting a restraining order, and I'm getting custody of my kids. You know what I'm saying? Like my wife could cheat on me. My wife could go upside my head with a frying pan. Like it don't matter.
Yeah, but at the same token, when they start talking about their dream, their vision, their hustle, nothing can stop them from that.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to, you got to get to the money, you got to get the bag, you got to fulfill your dreams. It's like nothing is going to get in the way of me doing that. But there's a lot more obstacles can stop you from being a parent.
Mm-hmm.
No, yeah, there's a lot more obstacles becoming, wealthy than there are to just drive, around the corner, down the street, across town. That's easier. Way more. 9 times out of 10, you're never going to do that. 9 times out of 10, you're never going to achieve the wealth that you're going for. But you're going to keep trying. Meanwhile, them babies right there.
Them niggas don't even be trying. Shane, let's be real. Them niggas don't even be trying.
I mean, in their heads, they're trying. Like,
okay. Them niggas don't even be trying. Them niggas will buy 50 sweatsuits and print they stupid ass logo on it and call themselves getting it out the mud, nigga. Don't nobody want that shit.
Exactly. And I love children, but I'm just looking like from where?
If you want to.
Yeah, I ain't gonna shame you. Intently said, I think he fell in a store like a crackhead. It was settlement money. He still owe. Who you talking about, Intently? Yeah, I'm sorry. That was I got off sidetrack. I'm sorry, y'all. I just can't. My brain just don't. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I don't get it. I don't understand it. It don't never make sense to me. I can never rationalize it. I can never empathize with these niggas that be on that type of time. I don't get how you don't take care of your kids. I just don't understand. Like at the very, I can't even say at the very least because I don't even want to give them that out. I don't even want to give you the out. You should be in your kids' lives, like in a meaningful way, in a substantial way, forever.
Do you think that sense of accountability even exists amongst males?
In general?
Yeah, just in general.
Fuck no. Hell no. Hell no.
Nicole, they don't put hustler in their IG bio, by the way. They put president and CEO of Sweatsuits International.
I'm telling you,
Niggas be putting El Jefe.
Sweatsuits Incorporated.
They put El Jefe.
they did something to me. The first thing they do is say what I did to them.
Cupcake.
I'm just saying.
I love you. I ain't gonna even hold you, cousin. Stop talking about your cousins, though. You've been talking about them niggas all. We do not know them niggas. Stop referencing them. Stop referencing them men for the love of God, please.
We don't call them Rodney and them.
Yeah. Talk about somebody else. Like, God damn, I do not know these niggas. I already don't like them. You know, already done poisoned me against them. Jesus Christ. I missed your super chat. My bad. Hold on. What Teresa say? I missed her super chat. Oh, damn, I missed it. Teresa said, Cupcake sound like she's living proof that men need women, but not the other way around. Ask her how many of her cousins are or were married.
One.
Damn.
That's what I'm saying. That's my statistics right there. No, you don't want me to talk about it, but
I mean, she asked you the question, so yeah, she asked you the questions. I ain't gonna hold you. Oh, intently, that was the follow-up to what you said. He had got some money from a slip and fall like he's ill. Nigga fell in the story. Nigga said, oh my God. I'll settle right now for 150,000. Go ahead, Kay.
I thought someone summoned a bitter baby mom, so I was here to lead the charge in this way. Y'all know I had to tell my baby. She asked me where was her regular daddy. Her regular daddy. That's what she called her regular daddy. And I said, oh, he's somewhere. And she said, well, why he not here? I said, because he doesn't want to be. And she said, okay. And that was kind of the that conversation. She didn't bring it up anymore. But it goes kind of back to what you said, like your inability to understand how a man can't take care of their kids. And it's literally that video that I sent you, because men's affection for the child only goes as far as their affection for the mother. So once they are out of relationship with that mother, they are out of relationship with that kid. And man told me literally, because I can do it myself, oh, you got it. You can take care of, you've been doing a good job taking care of yourself. That's why he feel like he doesn't have to pay child support.
Nah,
by the way, you cousins, like, I help me find this nigga. But showing on the type of time that regular TikTok, she served that man through DoorDash.
Hey man, you gotta put that nigga picture out there. You gotta push the story though. Like, it ain't our fault. Don't blame us. You gotta push the story. We want to help you, but you gotta say, find this nigga. We help you in these TikTok streets. We'll find that nigga. Trust me.
Yeah.
You gotta put that nigga picture up there. Tell your story. Tell your Risa Tisa. Tell your story. Tell that motherfucker. Like, I want to, I know, look, I know when you tell me the story, I'll be laughing because the shit be too diabolical. I don't be understanding what the fuck was wrong with this nigga. The shit you done told me about this nigga, I cannot believe it. I can't. I ain't never. Okay. The only story that I've heard that rivals your story is literally Risa Tisa. Risa, right? Risa Tisa. Like, literally, that's the only story I've heard. I done heard dozens of these motherfucking stories. Ain't nobody got shit on K shit. I be sitting there like, nah, that ain't it. That ain't it. K got you still. This nigga did what? That nigga said he had a job and he was acting like he was going out.
But you know what? Lady, her story is similar to that. Like that man created a whole other identity.
She ain't got into it deep enough yet, though.
She on like part 6.
I'm late because last night she was on part 2. She ain't even dropped part 2 yet. I can't wait to watch that shit.
I think she kind of overwhelmed with all the, feedback and support she been getting.
Yeah. I can't wait to watch. I seen part 1 and I seen all her when she responded to the comments and shit, and she was like, I'm going to come with the part 2, and that shit hadn't dropped yet. It was like last night before I went to sleep. That was the last one I saw. Okay, we own it, and she on part 6. Oh my God, I can't wait. I know her story diabolical. That nigga, hey, she started saying all that nigga names. And she said his name was Steven, or he also goes by Billy and Timothy. And I was like, what?
But you know what? That leads to an even more an important part of what we're always talking about. You vet that.
Oh, you can't vet that shit.
Stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Because somebody probably gonna be like, you should have known him better before you had a child with him. You know I'm talking what? 30 years.
I might have it. If I got the video in here, I'll tell y'all. I probably got it in here too, because I be saving everything. Oh, I got it. I knew it. I was like, wait, because I can't wait to watch this shit. Her name is Conscious _ Cass. CASS. If y'all want to go find her. Conscious _ Cass. Man, oh my God. Her story, diabolical. Already. I heard part 1. I said this. Soon as you, she tell you part 1. As soon as you watch part 1, I said this about to be good. This about to be so good. Her intro is crazy. She got the little video and shit. It ain't even part 1. It's the intro to part 1. She got like an intro, and she got like the video. She got them like on a boat, and she's showing they like pictures and shit. I was hooked. I was like, oh, this about to be good. And I watched part 1. I said, okay. And then she was like, yeah, that's it. That's it. 6 figures. That's how you spell it. Yep. That's her name. Conscious Cass. Crazy. Conscious Cass on TikTok. Teresa said Cupcake needs to change her name to Cupcake Study.
I'm screaming.
Wicked work.
But why is that though?
Because I think because you still are like male identified. I don't know. That's what I got from it.
Because I did say female,
yeah,
and I do know the difference, but I said I'm working on it. I took accountability for it. So I'm still saying my bad.
Nah, Sam dip. Hey,
I'm not understanding. Like, okay, I said, I can work on that because they, call their mothers that.
Oh no, she said no. Wait. Cupcake, wait. Teresa said she's a case study in men needing women. That's what she's saying. Yeah. How your cousin, that's what she said.
Yeah,
Got it.
I definitely agree with that. And at the end of the day, even like masculinity, I was just reading the prompt again with ruin society. Like, I'm trying to figure out, why do men in general have to lie to get sex? Like, they will perpetrate a whole relationship to get sex. That's another question.
You don't know why men got to lie to get sex?
I don't feel like it's necessary.
I don't like using the phrase have to lie, but I'm saying you don't know why men are compelled to lie to get sex?
I've heard a few reasonings, but I don't feel like that is a reason. Like, because they could just go to the sex workers.
Come on now.
No. So here's the thing. For men, it's all about the thrill of the chase, right? But if they know that a woman is unattainable just by their own merit, because they're corny, they're going to create some type of way to gain access because they know if they told the truth about who they were or they were they were themselves, they wouldn't get access to that particular woman.
Yeah, like they could get smacks from a woman, but not this woman, right? They may be able to sleep with this woman, but not Cupcake. They may be able to sleep with Cupcake, but not Kay. They may be able to sleep with Kay, but not Shane. You know what I mean? Like, but then they want to sleep with everyone. So they're gonna say whatever they need to say.
Like ego and stuff.
Oh, definitely is ego rooted. Lachey, go ahead.
I actually came up here by accident, but now that I'm here, I was on another live, and I know you remember 30 Rock, 30 something.
30 round clip.
Yeah, he ran from y'all, and then went on another lady's live that was talking about, well, masculinity in a nutshell, and tried to just run a live like, you know, what he was talking about. And I got up there and aired him out. And another guy got up there was like telling a story about how he was at the gas station, he was coming out, he held the door for a lady, and she said, no, I got it. And he proceeded to slam the door in her face. And 30 Real just thought it was so funny. And then proceeded to say, I don't know why we need to have these lives. You're the perfect example. Like, why would you think that it's funny that he slammed the door in this lady's face just because she didn't want to accept his chivalry? Like, I don't get it. These men are weird.
Very. Why would you slam? I told you I seen an old couple walking in the El Pollo Loco like 2 weeks ago, and that old man let that door close right in his wife's face. I was so shocked.
Reject men. Like, but you know what? Men choose violence every time. But you know what? They say narcissistic men walk in front of their spouse or their partner to assert dominance, but it's also to let them know, like, I'm not even concerned about you, because how can I protect you if I'm not even next to you or behind you? So they walk in front because they don't like the lady. They don't care about the lady.
Man,
they used to do that all the time.
Hey.
Well, yeah, weird. Tell me if I'm tripping. I have a gay friend, right? He is very misogynistic. I tell him it all the time. He's very like internalized homophobia. He doesn't realize it, but he is. And every time we're walking, like say we're walking in the street, he'll like grab me and push me on the inside, like, no, because you can't walk. I'm like, and I was getting offended, and I'm like, should I be offended? He's just trying to protect me, but it's something about it. Like he's trying to assert his dominance and his control. Like, I'm the man. I gotta, like, you don't gotta do all that. Like, I don't know. It's weird to me. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't understand that shit. That's not something that I've never thought about it, to be honest with you. This is a weird, like, I don't feel like my wife could walk on the inside, the outside. I don't give a fuck. Ain't nobody gonna fuck with her. You know what I'm saying? Like, no matter where she walking in.
Right, he's saying like, oh, a car could jump the curb and I'm gonna be the one to get. It's like, what? Like, what are you? Somebody told him that, and that's what it means to be a man. And I'm like, everything about masculinity to me is
informative.
Like, I can't find one good thing about, I'm a man, I'm macho, I'm strong. I like, they use it to assert dominance and violence all the time. Like, I don't, it's weird.
But they won't go to the doctor, go to therapy and unpack.
Yep.
Like, they don't
and Timmy said, they come here to get information, then take it somewhere to sound smart for 2 sentences.
I was just about to say that, because it felt like he biting off your chick and then acting like the same way that other man did, but I ain't gonna hold you.
A lot of them do that, but it's okay. We still here for the long haul. We still here for the long haul, y'all. Hey, I appreciate everybody coming up though. Y'all know what time it is. I gotta go get. Hey, it's baby. Speaking of babies, it's baby getting time. It's time to go get these babies, man. Time to go spend time with these babies, man. Y'all know what it is. I can't wait. We did it, Joe. Hey, shout out to the tappers, yappers, and super chatters over here on the YouTubes, man. I appreciate y'all. Shout out to the best minds in the business. We on the backup for the next 3 days, unfortunately. So Monday, right? We got to go Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Sunday, actually. We'll be back on Sunday, right? Yeah, we'll be back on Sunday. Yeah, I can't wait, man. Excited. Do I know why I got banned? I don't know, but maybe we'll get to the bottom of it another day. I have no idea. Bonji said there are a bunch of psychopaths on the internet, but they know who to try. Only vitriol I trust is Cupcake against her cousins. No thank you, Sido. We will not be joining our lives together. Shout out to y'all, man. I appreciate all the shares of likes. We hit over 100,000 too on the bike up. So I love that. We did good, man. We got to get the gifts up on the backup. I ain't gonna even hold you. We got to get the gifts up though next time. I appreciate y'all. We got to